Hello and welcome to another fantastic night of competition here from the Winter Equestrian Festival. Looking forward to an amazing night as we build up to the Fidelity 5-star Grand Prix. It's going to be a very big night ahead of us as we get set for what is going to see the best in the world do battle here in Florida. Looking forward to seeing some of the very best in action here, and we'll take you a rundown of that through the night here, and got some very special guests to take you through here, going to be involved in tonight's rundown as well. But a few thank yous as well. Of course, Fidelity, our presenting sponsor here tonight. And they help your clients grow, preserve and manage their wealth as well. If you want to find out more, head to their website at Fidelity /wealth Fidelity Broker Services. Thank you to Fidelity. And of course, our program is brought to you by Jumper, for all the official stats provider of the Winter Equestrian Festival. You can download the app today as well. And we're also supported this year by Mars Equestrian. Thanks to them, a better world for horses, pets and people too. So we're all included with Mars Equestrian. And too, throughout the whole of the season, we are bringing you our live stream from the Winter Equestrian Festival from Dodd Technologies, an industry leader in creative design and technology support services for sports, entertainment, corporate and special events as well. Visit us online at doddtechnologies.com. And also brought to you in association with the USEF, supporting sponsor of our live stream, and in part with the support of the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well. So we are going to be delving into what to expect from tonight's major Grand Prix here. $385,000 on the table. There is a big buzz in the air here in Wellington tonight because an exciting night ahead of competition, and it really is an all-star cast. Delighted to say alongside me to discuss in the run-up to the Grand Prix are three experts on this, which I'm delighted to be handing to. Skylar Riley first, US team rider. Skyly, we're looking forward to this.
Amazing. Great lineup of horses and riders. It's so exciting.
Excellent. Sid Schulman, who's joined me on commentary already this season as well. You're known for being one of the fastest in the business too. We're going to see them going pretty fast, I think, tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited. It's an amazing group of riders, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Lauren Huff, US Olympian. You've been having a little look around at what's expected tonight. I'm expecting a big track out there and lots to get their teeth into.
Yeah, I just finished walking the course, and I think it's a fantastic track. Very well done, very fair. I think it's really magical that we have the individual reigning Olympic champion and individual reigning world champion here in the US to compete against each other, along with all the other best riders in the world. So it'll be a great night.
Absolutely. It's given that absolute buzz to it. As you say, we've got the world #1 who's also world champion. We've got three-time Olympic gold medalist Ben Mayer. We've got, I think, 5 of the world's top 10, 9 of the world's top 20. Florida, you've been obviously here for a long time through your career. This is sort of different level again, isn't it?
Absolutely. Like I said, I think it's kind of unprecedented that here in America we're seeing all of these Olympic champions and world champions in the same ring. We've obviously all competed against them, but to have them all here in our backyard is really, really special, and I hope the crowd can appreciate that.
Sid, from your point of view, looking forward to seeing this play out tonight. You, like all of you, have lots of students here as well. It's a good night to come and watch.
Yes, I told all of them that they should all be watching the class tonight with the amazing group of riders and horses. And like Lauren said, getting all of the world champion riders here with their best horses. You don't get that very often in your backyard, like she had mentioned. So it's an amazing opportunity to watch this live and in person.
The Olympic champion won the NetJets Grand Prix here a couple of weeks ago, the 4-star Grand Prix from that point of view. We're now up to 5-star. Skylar, I mean, we've just had loads of prelude into this that you go, well, is this going to get bigger?
And tonight it is.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on it?
I also walked the course, and I think the track is unbelievable. The course designer has done a fantastic job, especially for what we have, and we are really talking championship level here. So I am thrilled that the sport at this level is in our backyard.
Looking forward to the next few weeks, Doran, because I mean championship is probably the word, because it starts to feel like a championship there out each week, and we've got, what, 4 or 5 stars to come yet this season?
Yeah, you know, we're just off an Olympic year. We don't really have a big championship this year. We have the World Cup finals. And so I think people are really in good form and, you know, ready. right off the bat, first to go is our individual Olympic champion. So it'll be exciting from the get-go.
Well, let's have a little look at what's happened all week already, because we already completed the what we call the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. That was the Grand Prix qualifier back here on Thursday from that point of view. And that was won by Nicola Philipparts. Now, the key part here is he also then gets to go last in the Grand Prix because the draw goes that way. But let's take a look back at our top 3 from that Grand Prix lead up earlier on this week as well, where Shane Sweetnam was finishing into 3rd place there, as Shane in top form with Girona. And Lauren, let's come to you first for him. I mean, he's been a past winner of this Grand Prix with Alejandro. He's bringing Girona in here tonight. A little less experience from that point of view, but you've watched him so many times as a rider. He's cool, calm and collected for this.
Listen, Shane is an unbelievable horseman. He produces so many horses to the highest level, and he always has one coming behind the other. And he had a very good result last week in the field on his top horse, and obviously a good result on Thursday. And I'm sure he's feeling confident and ready to win, as everyone else is.
And interesting his strategy, because I mean, fantastic horse here that he's jumping. But as you say, James Can Cruz, his twice Olympic horse he had out the other day on the field, and he's left James in the stable tonight.
Yeah, I think everyone has to strategize, and that horse had a big year last year. I think he gave him a long break and wanted him to do something a little bit on the softer side. 4-star isn't really a lot softer, but a different venue, and so to choose this horse, I'm sure there's some strategizing, and he had a good result, and I'm sure he's expecting another good result.
Excellent. So top 3 there for Shane Sweetnam this time around, which means he goes late in the order. So he will go 3rd from last. The man that will go the penultimate combination, and that'll be Ben Mayer of Great Britain with Dallas Vegas Batty, finishing 2nd earlier on this week in that Grand Prix qualifier. Now, he went with a different strategy, Skylar. He jumped Anjou earlier on in the week. He's able to move things around a bit with such a fantastic string. We watched him win last week as well in the MS Classic with Corlander, which is a fantastic young horse for him. Talk to us a little about Ben's ability.
Well, Ben is a phenomenal rider. He's been, Olympic gold medalist many, many times. I think he also has a different strategy. This horse has more experience, the one that he's jumping tonight, than the one that, he was doing in the WEF. And it's another way to manage your top horse. Like, he has decided that tonight he's bringing out the big guns.
His Olympic horse that he went to Olympic gold with in Paris. But I mean, you watch Anjou jumping as well, and you go,
amazing.
This is another one to go to.
And he has also a string, just like Shane. You got to keep feeding the string. And with all the 5-stars that we have coming here in Wellington, all of these top riders, it is a little bit of a chess game of which horse you jump which night. Because not every horse can jump all the 5-stars.
Which is a nice situation if you're in that situation.
Right.
But people look and go, well, the top riders, they always get lots of horses. It's like, well, this is work and strategy, and this is about building this, isn't it?
But they also have to make them.
Yeah,
that's a lot of them, they plan their horsemen to their core, so they've brought horses along. And when I looked down the start list tonight, I thought it was quite remarkable that there are a few of the the ones that have been to the Olympics and to the championships. So there are actually a lot of 9, 10, and even green 11-year-olds that are jumping tonight. That people are kind of testing the waters with what they've got. I was talking to Erin Ballard. She's on an unknown horse that
she hasn't done 5-star with that horse.
That's
before.
Never done 5-star with this horse. It came from it's 11, but it has mileage with an amateur.
Yeah.
And so it's experienced, but it's never seen big jumps like this. Lisi Oken has a horse that she's bringing along, and it's her first 5-star with this horse. So you have a lot of first-timers out there, which is also exciting. So I can't wait for tonight.
There's a lot in the field. Let's take a look at Nicola Philipparts, who was the winner of that Adequan WEF Challenge Cup. Sid Schulman, to come to you here from that point of view. Nicola has been picking off classes pretty well here. We've seen Henrik von Eckermann already slyly sneaking a few classes away from people, but let's have a look at Nicola as well, because he really has been on flying form. Brings in Katanga, which has won some big Grand Prix, including in Le Ball in France. What are your thoughts on Nicola?
His jump off on the WEF qualifier was beyond impressive. It was so fast. I think he was the only one to do one less than everybody into the double combination, which was really brave and bold. And the horse jumped spectacular. He knows this horse so well, so it's going to be exciting to watch tonight. It doesn't look like a horse that if you go really fast on one day that it would carry over so much to the next day. It normally consistently jumps really well after it goes fast, so I'm excited to watch this one jump tonight. he's amazing and deserved that win, was incredible in the qualifiers. So it'll be fun to see him perform.
You were talking about that, Skylar, watching this. You just said it was so fast to watch.
So fast, and he's so slick, and he does know this horse really, really well. Trusts it, but it's so slick. It's like, it's next level of understanding how to travel and leave the jumps up.
It sounds so simple.
Right? I mean, he made it look simple.
Lauren's smiling at this point. It is not.
He made it look simple.
Yeah, but that's the point, Lauren, is it? This level of riders make the hard stuff look simple.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch Ben May, you watch McLean, those guys, they don't look as they're doing a lot at times, and they're so effective.
Absolutely. I think that's the sign of a real star, when they make it look easy. You know, Nicola the other day, I love this mare. She has a lot of character. She's quite feisty, and he knows her really well, and he knows, you know, when to challenge her. Like in the first round of the WEF, I think mostly he added in all the lines. She's an adder, and then he trusted her enough to, like Sid said, leave strides out. So yeah, it's a very special pair.
Sid, we're just going to have a very quick look at Friday as well, because the winner of the Friday class, now this was also qualified for the Grand Prix as well, but it brings you in further down the order, Nar Nassar and CSI5, which you said to me earlier, you really like that horse.
Yes, he won the Grand Prix that I commentated with you on
Southern
this
Arches
horse
Grand
as
Prix.
well. Yes, and he's always a contender. Cannot count him out. He wins a ton of classes all over the world. His horses are so fast, and he rides so beautifully. Like you said, when it looks like they're not doing anything at all, he is a perfect example of that. He sits so still on the horse and makes it look so effortless.
Well, we're gonna come back to those in a few minutes' time as well. Let's take a little look at WEF in review so far as well, and let's actually take us back to that Southern Arches Grand Prix with the win there, of course, for Nar Nassar and CSI5 as well. Had a super run there. As I say, you and I were commentating for that one. That was our kickoff Grand Prix for the season. You know, we're still into 3-star at this point, and you're taking deep breath going, was that a 3 or a 5?
Yeah, that was an amazing jump off. I think they had 11 jump off, so it was a great class to start the season off. Niall just absolutely laid it down, and doing that leave out to the last jump, I won't forget, he just solidified the win.
And for him tonight, how do you think, because this horse is now just getting tested a little bit more now?
It jumped some big classes this summer. I think it's for sure up to the challenge. Again, Niall, like we said, like Shane and Ben have a string of horses to choose from, so I think that he always is going to put his best foot forward with the best horse, because he wants to win just as much as everybody does. So I think he's coming to play, not just test the waters.
He's coming to play. I like that one. NetJets Grand Prix. We've also had that one behind us as well, the 4-star onto week 3. And the pairing that won that were pretty seasoned. Christian Kukuk and, of course, Checker 47, the Olympic champions, the Olympic champion horse and rider combination together. Skylar, they've already put that under their belt. It's great for them. They took it away. Thank you very much. Didn't need to prove themselves and went thank you, but they did it so well.
They did it so well. Again, it was another effortless performance. You watch the jump off, and you just saw Christian everything. He knows exactly where his horse is at all times. He knows where the jumps are, and it was so slick and efficient. It's a riding lesson every time you watch him ride.
And each time we would watch, because I was commentating that one as well, I mean, he would come 2 strides away from a fence, turn up to it, and just had so much power.
Yeah.
So much
I mean,
power.
that's one thing I think the Germans are all known for, being able to have so much faith and belief in their short turning. And that horse is naturally fast across the ground, and he knows it really well, and he trusts it. So, I mean, they're primed and ready for tonight. Absolutely.
Well, they're all a few of the contenders. We're going to talk a few more of those in detail in a few moments' time. But we're going to head out to a quick break and bring you back with some of our stats from Jumper as well, who the official stats provider as well. And today's show presented by Jumper, by Mars Equestrian, and of course part of Fidelity Investments Grand Prix tonight. We'll be back in just a few moments' time as we build up to tonight's Grand Prix.
Doors are new beginnings. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
For you, Mama.
Through personalized money management that can evolve with new chapters. And they can proactively view your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and the impact of risk. So you can enjoy moments together. Because doors were meant to be opened.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
Stats all around the sport, and our thanks to the USEF as well, also supporting sponsor of our live stream, in part with the support of the US Equestrian Federation and the USEF network as well, and to Mars Equestrian, also supporting our programs here for the Grand Prix lead-up show as well. We'll bring you this in the lead-up to the big Grand Prix, and of course also into the Nations Cup as well. Our thanks to Fidelity as well. Fidelity Investments, helping clients grow, preserve and manage their wealth. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth, Fidelity Brokerage Services. And thanks to all of those supporting throughout, as we say, each week. You can join us each Wednesday as well. You can join us for the reviews and the previews of all the big week's competition on WEF Weekly as well. And we're going to take a close dive into a few of our riders competing here tonight, with a few of our jumper stats as well. So let's look at a few of the big contenders and have a look at the first of those is the very obvious one in Christian Kukuk and of course Checker 47, the Olympic gold medal winning pairing, and what a fantastic pairing they are to have here. Winner of the NetJets Grand Prix here as well. And let's have a look at their stats. He's world number 6 right now, 65 starts this partnership together for 4 years. Clear out rate of 51% from that point of view. Lauren, 51% sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you know, he's the horse is obviously a superstar now, and I think he protects them and uses them when he needs to. So he maybe doesn't do as many events as some of the other horses, but when he comes out, he's ready to compete. It's not just a training round, and he has the very lucky advantage of being pre-qualified. So he did not jump the qualifier on Thursday, even on a different horse, which unfortunately puts him first to go.
Look at them in action here. This was the NetJets Grand Prix, but
he also was first to go.
He likes going first, though, doesn't he? Because that's how it worked in the Olympics as well.
Yeah. He knows his plan. He knows his horse very well, and obviously has a lot of confidence and doesn't really need to watch anybody else.
How do you feel about going first?
I like it. I was always number one when I rode on the teams, and I just could do my plan and go.
Skylar, we're watching this one in action. This is one of your favourites for tonight. I mean, just different level.
Different level. I mean, he turns back, he trusts the horse, just keeps going. There's no interruption in stride. It's top class. Absolutely. Well, Christian Kukuk in action. He's got several other horses here this season as well, which has been very interesting to see, including Espoir Blanc Cristal. We're looking forward to seeing that one through the season. And of course, Just Be Gentle also here, which has been a big 5-star winner for him as well. So great to have him right the way throughout the season here in Wellington this year too. So we're going to take a look at a few more of the riders featuring here tonight. Christian Kukuk is a very obvious one on there, if you like, from that point of view. He's sitting form, he stays in form from that point of view, and we're looking forward to seeing more of him throughout the year as well. So, little Christian there. We're also, as I say, featuring 5 of the world's top 10 competing here tonight, and that's going to make things a little bit more interesting as well for all of those here throughout, including the world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann. And the world number 1 doesn't go too far away. He's been winning class after class here in Wellington as well already. And so he's pretty easy to come up on our radars too. And he's riding the amazing King Edward as well. Of course, the horse he rode to win the World Championship Team Gold at the Olympics in Tokyo, and twice the World Cup finals as well, holder of that title. World number 1, as you can see from his stats, 98 starts together, 4 years they've been together as well, 68% clear rounds from that point of view, teaming up with them. So let's take a little
dive into this pairing as well. We're seeing Henrik with a whole host of horses here this year as two, with Glamour Girl and Steely Dan has looked pretty impressive. But Skylar, King Edward, I mean, there's not a lot to say, is there?
No, there's not. I mean, he's just one of those horses that he's just going to go down in the books as one of the most famous horses of our generation. He's basically a pony.
Yes, he's not that big.
When I've been in the schooling area next to him, you can't even imagine, even on not a big horse, you're looking down and you see him. He's just such a special horse. He wants to win. He wants to do the job. And he starts him out in the schooling area, just warming him up like it's nothing for the horse. It's so easy, and he's taken this horse and formed a partnership.
Yeah.
That those two are a force to be reckoned with. Yeah. And there's no question.
But we would be remiss in saying they've had a few ups and downs in there as well, Lauren, from that point of view. I mean, 8 faults the other day in the Grand Prix. But, you know, those two are so consistent that you can probably put those things behind them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beauty of our sport. Like, they were on top of the world, and in the fall, he had a few blips. The horse didn't really catch on in the jump-offs and had a couple run-outs, which was a bit shocking to the world.
Yeah.
But Henrik very publicly said, I'm going to take 5 steps back. I'm going to give the horse a break. I'm not going to jump any more indoors. I'm not going to try for the World Cup finals where he won last year. And, you know, he makes the best decisions in the horse's interest. And he, I think, started slow here, and you know, I think he's ready to peak now.
Absolutely ready to peak. And we were seeing a few shots of Glamour Girl there, Skylar, that he's just leaves everybody, you know, for dust in there.
Henrik's completely on form. I do agree. Yeah, King Edward, there was some, but that's just horses, and that's life. And I do think, I agree with Lauren, I think they're about primed to have a really good result tonight.
Excellent. Well, another one we think is in prime form, and we've mentioned him already, is Niall Nassar, and he's tonight with the CSI5. Let's take the jumper stats for Niall. World rank 35 at the moment. Combination starts. They've been together for 2 years, but looking at the 5-star level at this point, so they haven't done much at this level, well, anything at this level much at all yet, from that point of view, Sid. But from what we've seen so far of them, I think we saw the Grand Prix win a few weeks ago when you and I were talking that one through as well. They're ready to do it.
Yeah, he has all the trust in the world in the horse and has high hopes for it. It looks like every time he asks it to jump a big class, it jumps it very well and easily. So I'm excited to watch it jump tonight.
What are your thoughts on Ali, having seen him in action so far, and you watched him in that Grand Prix?
He's really fast, and for a big horse, he's really light off the ground everywhere. And again, Niall rides so smooth and effortlessly and lets the horses really use themselves to jump. I think they're a really great partnership to watch, so I'm excited because he really lets the horse jump off the ground. He never interferes, and like we said, he has a string of horses that are all really different types of rides, and they all jump fantastic for him.
And for him personally, he's been really very much in the placings, very prominent this year so far.
Yeah, he's had an amazing year. I remember a couple years ago he had a little bit of a rough circuit and said, okay, well, we can go up from here. Leaving here, it wasn't the best winter, and I think that was 2 years ago, and then he came back and he's just been on fire in the last year and a half. He's had really great results on all of his horses, so it's exciting to watch.
Don't look too far away. Okay, Niall Nassar, CSI5, seeing him go successfully with a whole list of horses, including Paso Doble that we're seeing here out on the field as well. But he's really in confident mood, Skylar, I feel.
I agree, and I agree with Sydney. Like, he does ride a variety of types of horses, which, you know, I think a lot of top riders, once you get kind of your type, you try to go after that type. He seems to find good horses, and he lets the horses do their job.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so let's take a look at the next of those of our 5 we're going to look at tonight. Another who did so well in Paris as well, now 3-time Olympic gold medalist, is Ben Mayer, and he's riding his Olympic horse in Dallas Vegas Bati, owned by Charlotte Roster and Pam Wright. World number 4 right now, 43 starts together, 2 years in partnership, clear around rate of 47% from that point of view. But Lauren, this pair, when it counts, when it comes down to it, I mean, he was second just a couple of weeks ago with Anjou in the Netjes Grand Prix as well. Again, he can move between those two, but Tilly's are fantastic.
Amazing, and I think he produced the horse from quite a young age, so they know each other inside and out. And every time, you know, it really counts, such as the Olympics, they produce amazing results, and it's smooth and effortless, and the horse is beautiful. And yeah.
From his riding style, we saw a little Courlander there. We're seeing a little of Anjou here as well. I mean, what do you take away from his riding style?
Amazing. I think he's a very strong rider without looking like a strong rider.
Yeah.
You know, he looks, I would say, a little bit American and light, but he's very strong and very effective.
Well, he spends a lot of time here as well, so he's obviously picked up a few notes
yeah.
while he's been on this side of the Atlantic as well. Sid, from your point of view, Ben Mayer tonight?
Yeah, he's always one to watch. His string of horses is amazing, and he's obviously extremely well looked at rider, and I'm excited to watch the Olympic champion come and compete and use their horse tonight.
We could say, Skylar, we come down to Christian Cook, Ben Mayer, and Henrik von Eckermann on King Edward. That'd be quite fun.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun.
Not a bad line.
They're all fast. I mean, Ben he finds a way to make less strides and finds the track and can execute and can run against any of them. I mean, they're all fast and fabulous.
Excellent. So fingers crossed
Yeah.
for that showdown. Let's take a look at another one of the younger riders coming through, which is Nina Malavé of France, and jumped really well in the NetJets Grand Prix just a few weeks ago. World ranked just inside the top 100 now. Been with this partnership with Dynasty for 10 months. Clear round rate of 44%. 18 starts for the winner of the Brain Juice U25 Grand Prix just a week or so ago as well for her. She went superbly in the NetJets Grand Prix. Lauren, young rider coming up through here for Nina, and she was top 3 in the Monaco Grand Prix last year as well. She was one I was touting a little bit last year that I think will come through.
I am a huge fan of this girl.
Yeah.
She's very quiet. She has Nick Skelton on her side as the coach on the ground, which you can't
Yeah.
get much better than that. She has the Rain family supporting her. She does, again, a rider that doesn't matter what kind of horse she she melts to whatever she's riding, and she's a really cool customer. Pressure does not get to that girl.
No.
At a young age, I really admire her, and I think she already has an amazing career, but I think she has a huge future.
Yeah, so she's had a success for her. She had to jump off the other day in the team class as well in the U25s. But Skylar, you've been watching her a little bit?
I've been watching her quite a bit because I have a student in the U25, and I know Laura and Nick quite well also, and they speak very highly of her. She is a cool cucumber. She's a hard worker. She gets on anything and does an amazing job. I think she could be a good contender tonight.
Excellent. Okay, so those are some of contenders. Ben Mayer there as well. Could well be. Let's go a little bit wider. Let's throw the net wider than the obvious ones from that point of view. Skylar, let's come to you first. Let's throw the Americans into the mix, of course, with world number 3 in there, Kent Farrington with Greyer.
Yeah, I love that mare. I've always loved her. I'm always rooting for her. I think, Kent's on form. He just won last week, right, out in California. So Greyer, and she's fast also. He gets into the jump off. He's got a solid chance. He's going to go for it.
Okay. Sydney, outsiders, what are you thinking of our group already? Maybe Ashley Bond down there as well.
Yeah, definitely Ashley. Donnie's in amazing form. She won that 5-star in California in the fall, and he jumped fantastic the other day here in the West in the qualifier. As a teammate of hers, I'm obviously rooting for her as well, and he seems to be in really good form and shape, and she is very hard to beat when she is clear because she's extremely fast as well. So I would love to see her be in the jump off and give it a go.
Lauren, from your point of view?
Yeah, I'm going to go back to a couple of Americans. I think Mimi Gotchman is a really talented future in our sport. She had a good result on the grass last week, I believe. And she's a real competitor, and when it gets hard, she seems to get tougher. So I think she should definitely have a mention in there. And then Kent Greyer jumped incredible the other day. He did not jump her in the WEF. He jumped her yesterday in the meter 50, and she just played around. She went first to go, and so he obviously, has, I think, in my opinion, the perfect setup for tonight.
Excellent. Okay, so those are a few of the big contenders there. We've got some of the Americans in there as well,
Yes.
because they're going to play a big part here tonight as well. We're going to take a little breather, and we are going to be back after this commercial. Thanks to Dog Technologies, leader in creative design and technology as well. Visit them at dogtechnologies.com too. And Jumper, who bring us our Grand Prix show as well, the official stats provider of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Download the app today. And Fidelity, of course, our sponsors here tonight as well. Thanks to Fidelity once again for our presenting sponsor of tonight's class. And you can head to their website too, Fidelity/wealth, to find out more too. Back in a few minutes.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Doors are new beginnings. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors
For you, Mama.
through personalized money management that can evolve with new chapters. And they can proactively view your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and the impact of risk, so you can enjoy moments together, because doors were meant to be opened.
One in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
I think I found them.
Really?
Making your dog your ring bearer is one way to show your love.
Car part. It's just a car part. Look it.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way.
Oh, wow.
And welcome back, and our thanks to the USCF network as we return to our program here today, and supporting sponsor of our live stream and the USCF network. Thanks to them and US Equestrian too. And thanks to Mars Equestrian, who are also supporting sponsors of our Prix Grand Prix show here tonight and before all of those big events, as well as alongside Jumper too. So thanks to them. And of course, Fidelity here tonight, our presenting sponsor of the Grand Prix. And you can find out more how Fidelity help clients grow, preserve and manage their wealth, and head to their website, fidelity/wealth as well. And we're getting a little bit of a taster of what to expect here tonight. Now we're going to have to get into the nitty-gritty of who has picked whom here tonight. So who shall we start with? Well, let's start next to me. Skylar, from your point of view, who are you picking tonight?
I'm going with King Edward.
Yeah.
I think they're really ready to shine.
Henrik van Eckermann.
Henrik van Eckermann.
Henrik van Eckermann and King Edward. Sid Shulman, where are you going?
I'm going with Checker with Christian.
Okay, Christian Kukuk for Sid Shulman. We'll see that one fill in there. Lauren, from your point of view.
Well, we were told to tell you before pre-show, and I'll go with my first one, which is Ben Mayer.
We're going to change your mind.
He has a very good order. But I got to throw Kent in there. I think the horse is really on top form. So I'm going to pick 2.
That's fine, but the one
Sorry.
you're officially having is Ben Mayer. That's fine.
Okay.
And from my, they're going to change it around. And from my point of view, I've gone with Richard Fogel, which surprisingly we've overlooked so far tonight. But Richard Fogel is in there as well, the world number 9. Levi Nosar as well for him. Again, Rolex Grand Prix winner here, not with that horse, but again, that horse has some great form as well. Actually won the young horses at Aachen from that point of view. So really good lineup there. So those are our picks. How do we think this is going to play out tonight? Straight out the back clear from Christian, do we think?
You know, I walked the course twice. There aren't so many questions. I think the numbers are the numbers. Maybe there's 2 places where you could add a stride if Checker's a short strided horse. The time allowed I don't think will be a factor for him. So I would say I feel quite confident that, you know, the first one in could be our first clear, but don't bank on that making the class easy. I think, you know, we've got some strong contenders right in the get-go.
Okay, Christian to bring it off to a good start. Sid Shulman, from your point of view, early part of this draw, Cian O'Connor, world number 14, and I'm also going to pull out Charlotte Jacobs and Renee Dittmer in that early group as well.
Yeah, Cian needs no introduction. Obviously, he has so much experience under his belt and so much success, so can't count him out. Charlotte's been on absolute fire, and that horse is, I know, a younger horse that she's been bringing along, but it jumped amazing, all beautifully all week. So excited to watch him perform. And yeah, it's a good group. And Renee has had so much success with Corsica, indoors, outdoors, all over grass, doesn't matter. So I think that's a really good pick for tonight as well. He was maybe going to be my second option.
Okay, from that point of view. Skylar, we then take a few more steps into this. Dara Kenny, 0K, Richard Fogel, Levi Nosar, Brian Cunan, who's being trained by Lauren Huff as well, in that group. And we can't look past Laura Crouch.
Not at all.
Who we haven't even got into yet, on her Pan Am gold medal winning horse.
I love the horse. The horse is so scopy. It jumps so effortlessly. And I mean, Laura's got a great strength. She's had a lot of success. I will definitely be rooting for Laura tonight.
Lauren, you're obviously a big one in the Laura fan club.
I sure am. You know, this horse has all the scope. It's a very, very careful horse. I'm not sure it's as quick as maybe some of the others when it comes to the jump off, but never ever count Laura out. And the horse, I think, had one down the other day, but you know, it's just coming into form, and yeah, I obviously want her to do very well.
Taking us through our next few, Spencer Smith and Keeland, they were on the winning team in Dublin for the US squad as well. Max Watchman, who's looked so good, the 21-year-old from Ireland, and Scar Holchers Jr. Jumped off the other day to win the team competition, the U25s. Skylar, again, you were keeping an eye on that one.
Yes.
He's gone up another notch this time, hasn't he?
He has, and you know, he knows the horse well. Cian brought the horse along before he rode it, and he's informed, and this could be, you know, his night.
Yeah, okay. Then we get into Henrik von Eckermann, world number 1. Luis Fernando de Rasbal, who is our current leading international rider of the circuit so far. And Lily Keenan closes out the first half. Sid Shulman, from that point of view, I think that's another area probably looking at a good round.
Lily's horse has tons of experience with Lily on it as well. They know each other really well, and they've had tons of success at very high levels. So they should, I'm expecting them to have a really nice round tonight, and I know that she's excited and looking forward to jumping this class, as well as obviously Henrik and King Edward. They need no introduction, and I think that he's was Skylar's pick, but I think he's most of the class watching the spectators pick tonight. And Luis is a fighter, so he always will fight from start to finish for a clear round.
Spinning into our next few, Kent Farrington, Carlos Hank Guerrero, who's the top U25 on the World FEI rankings right now. Mario Deloria, ever consistent with Emerson. Erin Ballard, interestingly, as you say, first time this horse has jumped in a 5-star. Nina Malavey, as we mentioned, with Dynasty. Mark Blumen and Ubiluk. He has been flying along. I mean, you said the other day, I mean, Mark is, how did you put it? It's win or hospital? I can't remember what your wording was.
Podium, hospital, or podium.
I don't know how he does
he's
it on
incredible.
that animal. He's unbelievable with that horse. Like, it's win or not.
Yeah, he rides amazing.
You never can count him out.
The horse maybe isn't the easiest, but they keep jumping clear round after clear round in the harder and bigger classes, so I would definitely never count him out, especially if he's in the jump off.
So we feel if Christian's laid it down at that point, he's not holding back.
No, he is not going to hold. I don't think he ever holds back, but definitely not in a 5-star like here in the atmosphere that they're going to have. He's going to love it.
Natalie Dean, consistent with her Kota M, she's gone really nicely. She was on the team in Aachen last year as well. Lissy Oken, as you mentioned in there with Forrestal, stepping that horse up here. Of course, great results with Gelvira. She was top 3 in the World Cup qualifier in Traverse City this season as well. Emily Concha, again, has been sitting U25 rider.
Riding really well. I mean, I've watched her a lot this year, and she's been so consistent.
Excellent. Looking forward to that one. And then on to our final few. Andrew Bourne's and C Top Blue, past winners of the NetJets Grand Prix here. Team rider Ashley Bond, Shane Sweetnam, down to Ben Mayer and Nicola Philipparts to complete. Stacked towards the end. Has everyone got their seats? Because you're not going to need all of it, because you just want the edge of it.
For sure, for sure.
Lauren, you're going to be down there in training mode as well early on with Brian.
Yeah, we have walked the course twice. I think we have a very good plan. I love his horse. I'm a big fan of his horse tonight, and he works very hard, and we're going to give it our best shot.
Excellent. Looking forward to that. Sid, night off, feet up, relaxing.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm not on mom duty, trainer duty. I'm here to watch and enjoy this wonderful class.
Same.
You're going to be sitting back and enjoying.
I'm going to be enjoying.
Is everybody happy with their picks now?
Yes.
We're going to stick with them from that point of view. Lauren, let's just come to you to give it a little bit of a taster as well of what's coming through this season. Okay, we're kicking off with a big 5-star here. We've now got 2 5-star Grand Prix after this, with the Lugano Diamonds and the Bainbridge up to 500,000 for the prize money. The Rolex Grand Prix, as part of the US Equestrian Open Series as well, is going to be 750,000.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
You've got some horses ready for this?
not this year. I think it's great that Rolex has been such an incredible sponsor of our sport, and to step up and offer more prize money the final week, I'm really excited about that. Also, I think week 9, the prize money has increased, so it's only going to get harder and tougher, and it's really up to the riders to manage their horses to peak at the right time, because it's hard work out there. And besides jumping here, you've got World Cup qualifiers elsewhere and Nations Cups to worry about.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to manage on your plate.
There's a lot to manage on the plate. Well, we can go and enjoy it. I'm going to be up in the commentary box with Georgina Bloomberg for the evening as well. So I have a lovely evening ahead as well. Looking forward to that. Thank you, everyone. Lauren, good luck in all your endeavours this evening as well. And for the rest, you've got a great group of young horses around as well, haven't you, right now? So looking forward to seeing that. Sid, good luck as well, all of you. And Skylar, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Great stuff. So we are going to be also taking a look at a new series that features as part of the Winter Equestrian Festival as well, which is going to be coming up just after the break, and that's part of the Origin series, and that features rising star Taylor Cawley as well, as we share her journey from her love of the sport to her win in the 2024 WEF Equitation Championship. That's part of the new WEF Origin series presented by Origin Investments. That comes up after the break.
attention to the smallest detail, getting to the destination the most efficient way possible, ensuring all individual elements are working together to drive high performance, and making sure you do it consistently. Being the best comes down to perfect execution. That's not just good show jumping. That's good railroading. We love a sport that rewards precision.
Gravity Defier for life. IMS for life.
Parents, does your child love horses? U.S. Equestrian's Kids Club Stable Stars is bringing the joy of horses to the whole family. Get access to quarterly activities, learning opportunities, coloring pages, and more. You can sign your child up by going to www.usef.org, logging into your free fan account, and finding the Stable Stars Kids Club tile. Then fill out your child's information and click Enroll.
Join the U.S. Equestrian Kids Club.
Mom!
Yeah?
I fell.
Okay, there's bandages in the cabinet.
I'm bleeding.
Grab 2.
Sheba, what cats want?
Jumper, the official stats provider of the Winter Equestrian Festival. Download the app today. Sponsored by Mars Equestrian, a better world for horses, pets, and people. In addition to sponsoring tonight's $385,000 Fidelity Investments 5-star Grand Prix, Fidelity is proud to partner with the Winter Equestrian Festival and support international show jumping. Among the many key figures in the sport, none are more critical than the course designer. Tonight's designer, Gregory Bordeaux, is one of the world's finest. Bordeaux was the course designer for the 2024 Olympics alongside Spain's Santiago Varela and has crafted courses for top events globally. This is the story of how the best course designers challenge the world's greatest riders here at the Winter Equestrian Festival. Welcome to the WEF Course Designer Series presented by Fidelity Investments.
This is a great sport in Wellington. I think this is hard, fair, with some words. I like it, this kind of sport. This is a wheel sport, I think. The last year was my first time in USA. The sport for me is slightly different than in Europe. You know, we have a different spirit. After my philosophy, my approach is exactly the same. If the organizer invited me to build here, I need to stay Gregory Bordeaux, of course. And I saw the amazing, unbelievable things, the landscape, the facilities, the quality of the sport is very important, I think. The quality of the sport. The last year it was okay, of course, the very big year for me. I am totally lucky to be appointed by the FEI to be a course designer with Santi. I worked maybe 6 months before the Olympic Games, practically every week, to finalize, you know, the 4th classes for competition, especially concerning the choice of the distance, the choice of the material, and so on. I know I have my point of view to prepare correctly the Grand Prix of Saturday. I think it will be the challenging course, fair for the horses, of course, but maybe clever for the riders. My first idea was to propose the course with totally fluent, you know, fluently course. It's very important for me to have the horse that jump very well. This is the most important for me. And also I think when you propose a course to start, especially the first qualifier, it's very important, the open course, you know, with the forward line and so on. Always we have some falls distributed somewhere. It's important to learn, it's important to understand week after week the behavior of the horses, also the approach of the rider, to improve the sport for the future. I need to build my Grand Prix for everyone. We will have 13 fences, normal, but with three combinations. Fair for the horses, sure. I think to keep also the emotion, you know, till the finish line. Before the Grand Prix, I have always a small point here, you know, stomach, but because this is my passion, you know. I would like to see the good jump, the horses is jumped so well. Also the rider are happy. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, the most important for me after the course, when I met the rider, he told me, Greg, your course was super, fantastic, fair for the horse. You ask some question, the big question for us. I finish with 4 falls or 8 falls. It's not a problem. This is the big setting.
Well, there, Gregory Bodo, our course designer here tonight, and just putting the final touches to the arena as well. And our thanks to those taking part tonight. And we will take you into our new series, which is featuring Taylor Cawley as part of the Origin series presented by Origin Investments.
Hi, I'm Taylor Cawley, and this is my origin story. My parents are both very dedicated professional horseback riders, especially my mom, Molly Ash. She's gone all the way from the ponies to the 5-star events and the Olympic qualifiers, the WEG qualifiers, all of those amazing things. And I think definitely her work ethic has inspired me as a rider and as a person. And I'd say being able to live with her and have her being my mom is a super special thing that I'm grateful for every single day. My dad also is so amazing with the horses. He really puts the time in behind the scenes, and not everybody sees it, but I definitely notice it and I acknowledge it, and I'm so grateful to have those two amazing special people in my life and being so close-knit. I've known Stacia Madden my entire life. She has always been there in my corner throughout my entire career. Even when she wasn't helping me yet, when I was still in the pony, she's always been there, always been such a great supporter. And when I finally got the chance to work with her in the equitation, I think it opened so many doors for me that I didn't know were there yet. Stacia definitely over-prepares us so that when we get to the big shows or the even not so big shows, everything looks easy. So what we did at home is way scarier than what we're gonna do at the show. Something that always keeps me kind of in the loop with show jumping is definitely the horses. We're here for them. We're here with them. We're in a partnership with them and always working towards our next goal with the horses we're on. I have a great group of horses right now. In the jumper ring, I have my horse, Corlencia BC. I have a super strong connection with her and I love her so much. She is such a great partner. She always tells me if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm doing something right, and I think that's a super important thing to have in a partnership, and she's taught me so much. Oakheed Eclipse, I still have this year. Again, such a strong partner. He is super full of enthusiasm and personality. He always wants to go in the ring and win. He is very competitive. The 2024 WEF Equitation Championship, it was, I think, the cumulative of the year we had before. Going through WEF, we have a lot of classes that we use to prepare for that class itself. And I think kind of working towards that goal all throughout the circuit, focusing on the basics, kind of keeping a stable connection with your horse, a stable connection with your trainers and the people around you, and always kind of looking towards that goal. And I think going into the championship itself, I kept a clear mind and kind of was working on, very focused on the course that we had been given and trying to execute it the best I can. I'd say in the beginning I was definitely a little bit nervous because we do school by ourselves and walk the course and everything by ourselves without our trainers. So, but I have had a little bit of experience kind of being on my own. Well, I was definitely feeling prepared, and I think at the end when they announced the results and I was very happy with my rounds, I was feeling very proud of myself that I kept a clear mind and stayed very consistent throughout the entire competition. I was definitely very happy with my first and second round, and after I got called back into the test, the final four, I'd say everybody had a little bit of a bobble in their test, so it was a little bit up in the air. I thought that I could stay consistent in the top 2 or 3, but I didn't know until they called the top 2, and I was very nervous. And when they announced that I had won, I was very happy, and I felt relief knowing that I had stayed consistent and stuck to my plan throughout the whole day.
One in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
Enter the USEF Winter Sweepstakes for your chance to win big. One lucky winner will enjoy 2 tickets to the star-studded U.S. Equestrian Open Jumping Final, 2-night hotel accommodations, a behind-the-scenes look at the Wellington Showgrounds, and more. To enter, go to usef.org/sweepstakes.
We're going to join our arena crew. An amazing opening and lots more to come here in the arena and the build-up to tonight's Fidelity Investments Grand Prix. That is just a taster. We're going to be back after this break.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Doors are new beginnings. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
For you, Mama.
Through personalized money management that can evolve with new chapters. And they can proactively view your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and the impact of risk. So you can enjoy moments together. Because doors were meant to be opened.
1 in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
Enter the USEF Winter Sweepstakes for your chance to win big. One lucky winner will enjoy 2 tickets to the star-studded U.S. Equestrian Open Jumping Final, 2-night hotel accommodations, a behind-the-scenes look at the Wellington Showgrounds, and more. To enter, go to usef.org/sweepstakes.
I think I found them.
Really?
Making your dog your ring bearer is one way to show your love.
Car part. It's just a car part, look it.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way.
This Fidelity Investments 5-star Grand Prix tonight, one of 4 5-star events here at this Florida venue through the coming weeks as well. So welcome back. Winter is upon us here, but it's actually feels more like summer. The sunshine is out. It's warm and lovely here at Wellington, and we're looking forward to an amazing night ahead. And our thanks to the USCF and the USCF network as well, who bring us our live streaming each week as well, powered by clickmyhorse.tv. And of course to our presenting sponsor tonight, Fidelity Investments, and you can head to their website to find out more about their wonderful offerings there too. So thank you to Fidelity, and I'm delighted to say we are getting ready for today's Grand Prix, and alongside me is Georgina Bloomberg, Pan Am medalist, WEF Grand Prix winner, long list of accolades. Georgina, looking forward to tonight. We've been running through the Grand Prix show in the run-up to this. I mean, it is, to put it simply, a really tasty lineup.
It's amazing. It's the first 5-star of the season. Everybody's bringing out their A game, and I can't wait. It's going to be a great night.
For you, again, we're seeing things step up in the arena here. It's another step up for this venue here too. It's looking exciting. It's feeling exciting tonight.
Yeah, they've done a great job so far this season. You see the little touches with the lights and, making things a little bit more, friendly for the horses, the riders, and also the spectators, which is a huge thing. It's been really a nice change this year, and they're doing a great job.
For you, looking forward to tonight, there's some big names in there, including the world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann, the Olympic champion, Christian Kukuk, and his both with their Olympic rides, actually with Checker 47 for Christian. Ben Mayer in there with his Olympic ride, Dallas Vegas Batty, but also the Americans are going to be coming at us as well, with Kent Farrington in there with Greyer. What are your first thoughts on tonight?
I think it's going to be amazing competition. I think that unfortunately Christian doesn't have the best go in the lineup, so it's going to be a bit tricky, but he's proven that he doesn't really need that. He can go in there and lay down a trip that nobody else can beat.
And what's interesting, he seems to like going first. He said, I like going first. He went first in the jump off at the Olympic Games. He went first in the net jets the other day and won that. Yep. An interesting strategy, because he was pre-qualified and so said and didn't have to jump in the qualifier, and that automatically put him first, and he went, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think he's proven he doesn't need it. He goes in, does his plan, he knows his horse, and sometimes it can be an advantage to go in and just ride your plan and not have to watch other people and try to beat them. But Ben does have a great go in the order, and I think he's going to come out and he's hungry for a win, so I wouldn't put it past him either.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a look at some of the riders to watch as well in our lineup here tonight. As you can see, just a few shots of the arena. I'd say it's been a step up, massive light shows, entertainment, all being brought to you here in Wellington. It's really notched it up another level here, Georgina, but that adds to the whole excitement. And the good thing is here, I mean, you can't get anywhere here. It's full up. It's full up. You can't get a ticket.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing night. They're doing a great job, and the crowd is behind everybody, and they know it's an important one.
And these are the riders that are coming here to watch. We've got 5 to watch here that we've picked out from the group. Christian Kukuk, the first of those, the Olympic champion with Checker 47. Henrik von Eckermann, the current world number 1, with his top horse. He's twice won the World Cup finals on King Edward. Nassar, ESI Ali, we've been discussing, and you and I will go through that in a few moments' time as well. Ben Mayer, also on his Olympic ride for the British rider, the rider also up in the world's top 5. And I've been picking out Nina Malavé as well of France, because she's been going so well as the under-25 rider. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, she's incredibly consistent. She's a great rider with a great future ahead of her. I don't know that she's going to have the speed to go against if it's a big jump off. And my pick is going to be Ashley Bond for tonight.
Okay.
I think that with her draw in the order, and she always rises to the top when it's an important one, and she's going to be my pick.
She's going to be your pick, absolutely. Well, she's been one that's been coming out as well from our group. As you say, early run from Christian Kukuk. Cian O'Connor goes early, Renee Dittmer goes early, Jordan Coyle, Dara Kenny in there with 0K. Now, 1 or 2 in there that we've been discussing again in the pre-show, unproven. At 5-star from that point of view. Lissy Oaken has Forestalla in here for the first time. Erin Ballard has a first-timer in for the 5-star. But then that's going to be really interesting. But you don't come into this without being ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're all ready and they're all great riders, great horses. I think when it comes down to a big jump off, you really do need that experience with your horse, and so you might see them be a little bit of a disadvantage. They might take less of a shot, and it's a big venue and a big night. So I think that you really do need that experience with your horse.
Now we're going to take a look at the course as well. Little line from you on what you thought of the course from Gregory Bordeaux.
I think it's great. I think it's fair for the 5-star. To me, it doesn't come off as huge, but it's a long course, and a couple of jumps going away from the gates that are going to be a bit tricky, and open strides. You need to open up your stride a lot of places, and I think the time allowed will also be a big factor.
Excellent. Okay, well, let's take a look at the course of what to expect here tonight as part of this. And our thanks to Fidelity Investments that bring us this once again as well. Time allowed of 75 seconds around the course here, and it is going to be over the blue and white to start off with. Up to 2, and that is the first fence. So it's sponsored by First. 152 at 1 meter 55. Roll back to the wall then at 1 meter 60. And from the wall there is down 7 strides to the triple combination at 4A, B and C at the weft fence there. 2 strides in the first part, 1 stride in the second as well. And then on from there, they're turning back around the International Club side of the arena to fence 5. 1 meter 53, 165 in spread, down to the stepping stones at the next 1 meter 60 vertical over the water tray. Then they swing a left to 7A and B. Tropical poles, a little bit different there at 7A and B, 1 meter 58, and then around the corner here to a really tight little skinny down there, the white fence, pure white fence there at fence 8, which we'll talk more about as well. Roll back here to the Liverpool over the Griffiths residential fence, as it is actually at fence 9, and then from 10 to the Rolex fence, and finally 5-6 strides maybe down to fence 11 with a gold plank on top of fence 11. 12A and B take us into the final line here. Again, a little bit of an option on strides here down to the last from that point of view, and we'll see how they fare. That is the course set by Olympic course designer Gregory Bordeaux here tonight. $385,000 in the prize fund, time allowed of 75 seconds, and looking forward to this and how it all comes together. So our first few are getting set to make their way up, and just be a few moments time until we get into our very first to go. Georgina, from your side, you've been in these situations on a big night before. How are the nerves at this point?
For me, it would be big, but I think a lot of these riders don't feel the nerves at this point. But again, like I said, it's the first 5-star of the season. It's a big night, and I think everybody has their nerves up just a bit, and sometimes that can help you. That helps you as well, yeah, absolutely.
Just running through the list of who's coming up in this class as well. As we say, we're going to kick off with Christian Kukuk. Margie Goldstein-Engel goes second. Cian O'Connor early on as well. Charlotte Jacobs, Renee Dittmer of Germany, and Corsica. And then Dara Kenny in the early few as well. Richard Fogel, the world number 8 in the lineup, comes up early on in there. He goes 9th in that first 10. Then to Laura Kraut and Dorado, the pair that were part of the gold medal winning team at the Pan American Games. Nal Nassar, ESI Ali, that are stepping up into the 5-star this time, but had a really good, successful run in the first Grand Prix of the season, winning the Southern Arches Grand Prix from that point of view. First half then gets completed by the likes of Spencer Smith, who rides for you as well, Georgina, very successfully. And Max Watchman and Scar Holchers Jr. Henrik von Eckermann, the world number 1, comes up in our first half of the lineup, as does Luis Fernando Larrazabal and Lily Keenan. We're going to take a little break and be ready for our first horse to go. Well, back and ready to go into our first on course in tonight's big Fidelity Investments 5-star Grand Prix. Amazing lineup of riders. Georgina Bloomberg alongside me, I'm delighted to say. Georgina, your thoughts on the course in a little more detail. We've got that it's plenty out there. What's your take?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the lights are very good this year, so I think that's not going to play such a big factor. But like I said, there are a couple of lines where you really do have to open up. Not so many lines where you're adding and kind of get your horse together. So I think if you have a shorter stride, it could be a bit tricky. And then you'll see a couple of little tricks by the course designer. He's done a really good job. You know, the line sort of by the VIP is at a little bit of an angle, just so it's facing into the screens there.
Yeah.
That's a little trick that, you know, most people wouldn't really notice, but when you walk the course and as a rider, that's going to make a big difference. So little things like that. The wall comes up very quick. It's very big. Out of the turn, the horses don't see it. That could play a factor as well.
Here's our early lineup here as well of riders featuring in tonight's Class 2. And like I say, we start off with Christian Kukuk and Checker 47. Cian O'Connor, Bentley de Serre, Charlotte Jacobs have been going so well with Playboy. Really interested to see how they step up here. Renee Dittmer, Corsica, winner of the Hampton Classic Grand Prix. Then down into Dara Kenny, 0K. Again, a horse that hasn't been so proven at this level, but again with a rider that is well and truly capable. Richard Vogel is another out of the world's top 10 there with Levi Nosar will go in the first 10. Laura Kraus and Dorado, the horse she rode to win a Pan Am Team Gold. Nal Nassar, winner of the Southern Arches Grand Prix a few weeks ago. This another big step up for this pair, but they've been going so well. We will see. They won the Friday class as well here too. Katie Dynan out of the blue, second at the President's Cup last year. She won it the year before as well. Spencer Smith and Keelan, part of the winning team in Dublin in 2024 as well. And Scar Hodges Jr., another youngsters in the field with Good Morning B, will be one to look out for. Lily Keenan, Argyle de Belliard will complete the first half of the lineup here. Second half, we'll start off with another of the young riders in there in Alex Volpe. And just say we'll head on down to our final one with Nicola Philipparts, who is best in qualifying. But let's head down with our first, and Christian Kukuk for the Beerbaum stables with Checker 47 for also Madeline Winter-Schultz and Thomas Miller as well. The Westphalian by Comme Il Faut, needing little introduction for the world number 6 as the pair that won the gold at the Olympic Games. But they won the Netjets Grand Prix here just a couple of weeks ago to get in the groove here, Georgina, too. So I think they're very much ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been saving this horse well. He doesn't really need the experience with it, and he knows what he's doing with this one. So this will be a good one to show everybody how it's done.
What do you make of Checker? I mean, we watched him jump the other day, and he just turned it up a couple of strides away and just had so much power.
Yeah, he's an amazing horse, but they're an amazing pair as well. You know, he's done a really good job with him, and you know, this will be a good one to watch.
Okay, first couple of fences gets you into the groove of this. Now, this line to the wall, what was your thoughts down here?
You know, I was thinking a little bit of a loose 7 off the wall. Depends on how you jump it. Some horses could stick up and spook at that. This horse obviously doesn't blink an eyelash at that, so he's fine. But some people who they stick up at that or spook at that could have trouble with this. And this line is tricky, like I said. Going a little bit into the screen and having the Liverpool there, that's a bit tricky.
And then starts to swing off here to what I referred to as the tropical poles. They're fairly plain poles, actually.
Yeah, this is another line here going straight into the screen with a big, careful skinny. I think you'll see that come down a lot. Horses get their eye on the screen, and it's a bit distracting for the rider as well.
Yeah, and even the way they've just placed the wings almost optically makes it look a little bit tighter. It's not, but it just optically changes it.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. A lot can go wrong.
Let's have a look. They're over the plank all right. Now we're coming into the final line. Triple bar into the vertical. Now, final fence here. Now we're going to get a good idea of time too. And it's sort of what we'd expect. Christian Kukuk and Checker 47 give us the first to go first clear. We expect him, but they do it so well.
Yeah, he made it look easy, which obviously is not going to be. That's a bit misleading for everybody else, but you'll see a lot of rails fall around, but he was one that we all thought was going to go clear, so we're not surprised. But he did make it look easy.
We'd have been a little bit surprised if they didn't. Here's that line you were talking about, water tray underneath that as well. You know, as you say, just a little bit offset. It's not like it's naturally taking you down the side of the arena.
No, you don't see that very often here, actually. You see the line kind of going down the side in front of the VIP a lot, but having that little bit of an angle makes a big difference, and he's been very smart with setting that.
So, on to now Margie Engel. Margie, former winner of this class, actually, and going back to 2012, that was with Indigo. 17 times World Cup finalist now for Margie. String of wins here at WEF before now. World Championship silver medalist, Pan Am gold medalist previously as well. And with Dika, she was top 5 at the American Gold Cup last season too. Garber, show horses, Bartolome and Gladewin's. Dicas, plenty of owners here, which is great. We want lots of people accredited in the sport. That's the
A lot of people who love Margie and will back her. She's a great rider to watch. You know, she's an amazing American woman rider that has always inspired me. And if she makes it to the jump off, you can never count her out.
But again, she is one that we've been watching some of the history stuff of the events here as well. She's gritty. She gets in there. She gets the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. You can put her on anything, and she's always going to go in and give it a shot. And this is a great horse. You know, he's a bit older now, and you know maybe hasn't had the results lately, but you can never count Margie out, and she's due a good win. Yeah,
16 years of age now. Dicas by Diarado for Margie. Now, interestingly, 71.08 from Christian Kukuk, just picking up the 4 faults there for Margie. As part of that double.
Yeah, that's a tricky line there too. You know, you have to think about the time allowed. So I think you get a little bit flat coming out there, and you don't really get the jump into the double that you want. You kind of have to go and go get the 9 done, where I think a lot of riders would like to stay out and put in an extra stride. You really can't there.
As the plank, she's raising her hand. So not going to go down that final line. She's had a couple down at the point. She knows you're out of the equation at that stage, and a horse that's been and done it.
Absolutely, it's a long season, and she'll be back, and she'll, you know, make it count when the horse is going well. She'll be back in there.
Absolutely, and again, that's a little bit deceptive from Christian Kukuk, because they make it look like they've walked around there, and it's not that easy.
No, it's never that easy. As somebody who's tried to do it, I can say.
Let's take a look with Cian O'Connor then, who's next with the Carlswood Partners Bentley de Surrey for the Irish rider. World number 14, one of that group out of a world's top 20 competing here this week. They were top 3 and the week 2 Grand Prix as well, out on the field as well. Former ride of Eduardo Alvarez Aznar of Spain. He was second actually in this Grand Prix last year with Maurice. In fact, it was an Irish 1-2-3 on the podium. From that point of view, I don't think they're going to have it that way tonight.
No, I mean, listen, there are very few people who can operate the way Cian can. He's an incredibly hard worker, and he knows his horses, and he knows the program. He'll come out here and he'll be ready. And he's got a great string that he's building along, and he'll be smart about it.
Absolutely. It's really interesting to see him with this horse, because I watched it again with the Spanish rider previously go so well. As you say, he's got a good program to get this together.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, Cian is always going for the win, but he's also always having in mind, you know, the next Irish team and Nations Cups. He's a team rider above all else, which I really respect. Yeah. And he's always going to be preparing his horses for that next team event.
Just has the fence down now to the triple combination. Now, interestingly, in the triple combination, they've got plain green poles in the middle of it. They've shaken up the colours a little bit as well.
Yeah, and I think that's another little trick, because you notice that the screen is green for the most part, going straight into it. That can be a bit of an optical illusion, even if the horse doesn't notice it. Sometimes for the rider, you don't really know when to press, when to hold back. You know, riding that triple combination is important, and I think when you don't have your eye on the rails, that can be a bit of a course designer trick.
Again, just trust what you've got, absolutely. Yep. To the Rolex fence, no trouble at all here, and again, deceptive some of those, that Rolex fence, 1.65 m in spread, 1.60 m vertical after that at the plank. Just on the 4 faults for Cian O'Connor and Bentley so far.
Yeah, he's doing a great job, and obviously something's broken there, and it's not phasing him at all. He's really showing how professional and calm he can be.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can just see, just flapping around on the noseband from that point of view. So, again, cool and calm under pressure, and you've probably been in that situation before, jumping 3 times, 77.05. You've just got to go. Here's a little look back at this triple combination. It was actually on the way out that they had it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch coming out there. Something just snaps, but it doesn't phase him. You know, he's a professional, and he knows that he's got to just keep going and ignore it.
1.60 spread, 152. The Ox are on the way out of that triple combination. Triple bar in there, 190 again. One stride up to a 160 vertical. That's one out of the top drawer as well for a 5-star Grand Prix. Charlotte Jacobs and the North Star of New York's Playboy JTZ Pete, as he's known in the stables. 4th in the Southern Arches Grand Prix. Finished well here in the November Grand Prix, the Holiday Inn Horses, and she had a really good run too to be top 5 in the World Cup qualifier in Traverse City by another of the top 5-star horses in its career, Presley Boy. You've probably seen her going through quite a few of the big classes and coming up. This is another step up for them, but I'm really confident at this to come out with a good round.
This is an amazing horse, and Charlotte's a great rider, and she's done a really, really good job of coming along slowly. You know, she brings her horses along herself, and she doesn't step up until she's really ready.
Yes.
And you know, the last couple of years, she's been jumping some of the smaller classes and really building up, and you don't see her just go into a Saturday night class unless she is ready. She's been very, very smart about it, and I think she's going to have a great future.
Yeah. Just having the first part of that triple combination.
Yeah, looks like maybe she just didn't trust him 100% there. You know, when you're not used to jumping the night classes with a horse, sometimes you just don't know when you have to push and when you can sit back.
Yeah.
And that'll come. You know, I think next time you see her out here, she'll have learned a lot from this class and be really ready to go.
And you know, as a rider and a horse owner, it's exactly that. It's a time process, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to get out there to do it. Just knowing that sometimes the first time it won't be perfect.
Rolex bets. How did you feel about this line in terms of numbers that they were playing with?
This is a bit tricky. You know, it's a very flat 5 going towards the gate. I think if you have a small stride and you have to run at that plank, you might hook it behind. Horses kind of get their eye on the gate, and riders are a bit tempted to rush it. So that's a bit of a tricky line, but I think you're going to see mostly 5s. I'd be surprised if you do see a very short 6.
Finishing on the 4, 73-64. A little of what I was saying in the run-up to this, I expected a nice round out of them.
Yeah, and that was great. She rode it great. You know, she could have been clear, and she shows that she has a great future ahead of her, and looks like she belongs in there with the big riders.
Absolutely. So Charlotte Jacobs just on the 4 faults there for her. And Christian Kukuk is, of course, giving us the opening clear from that point of view as well. And just on the 4 there goes into second of our group, Cian O'Connor in 4 and 3. And they're seeing them over the plank. I mean, they really have the ability there, don't they?
Yeah, that's an amazing horse. She's done a great job of bringing it along, but it's a super quality horse. I think any rider would be lucky to be on it, and she knows what she has underneath her.
Gabriel de Mados Machado now, and this the Kristen Kopp Real Estate and Baywinds Equestrians Legoland Sandro, Irish bred again by Sandro Boy. Finished well in the Grand Prix of Angelstone last year. Another step up here, though, into the 5 stars here on a Saturday night here in Wellington. And jumped in a few 5-star Grand Prix so far. Again, finding their feet there, 4s and 8s at this point. Be interested to see how they feature here tonight, too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a nice horse, but like I said, you need that experience. Sometimes that confidence plays a big role in it as well.
And again, that's played out by that first combination going. As you say, they just trust each other. They know each other and go, when I say this, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a conversation.
Absolutely, yeah. Looks like a little bit there. You got a little bit short going in and then had to push a bit too much coming out. And again, you just never know how much you have to do until it's too late sometimes.
And interesting that he's put this double going across the centre. And he's put 3 combinations in the course tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of technical lines. But like I said, you know, there's not a lot of the size is kind of killer. It's just spooky enough. It's just technical enough. And yeah, it kind of asks all the questions.
Yeah. That's the plank well. Final line for them. Time-wise, going to be a little adrift of the time, but again, just really starting to get some experience at this level. 4 jumping 3 times, well, actually having that last fence as well into the equation. But again, you've been through this of going, what is your agenda for the night?
Yeah, you know, that was a decent round, and like I said, he doesn't have the full experience, you know, as some of the bigger riders, but he went in there and he rode a nice round. Little mistakes can catch you here, and they're going to. And with the time, you know, he proved you have to keep moving. You can't risk it. You can't stay out. You have to keep going, and he makes you move just enough for the time allowed.
And we had an interview with Gregory Bordeaux before this as well. He talked about having those courses where you just want a little touch here and a little touch there, and that's what he wants it to look like. You know, that's how a good course should play out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely one of those courses that, you know, if you didn't walk it, you might look at it and say this looks quite easy. But when you walk it, you get a better sense for the little tricks that he's put in.
What were your first thoughts when walking it?
I thought it was nice. I mean, like I said, I thought that, you know, there were a couple of lines where you really do have to open up. You don't get a chance to get back, and especially with the time allowed, you have to have an open stride the whole way around.
Okay, René Dittmer and Corsica for Mark Maness. This is the winning combination from the Hampton Classic Grand Prix. They won the Grand Prix here a couple of seasons ago in December there as well, and he's really gone up and up for René, who's also continued to then be a part of the German Nations Cup teams as well on this fantastic mare. Jumped to the Nations Cup in Hickstead last year. He was top 10 on the 5 stars here last year as well. And again, they've since that Grand Prix win here back in end of 23, they've again just built and built and built, haven't they?
Yeah, he's done a great job with this horse. You know, he's a wonderful rider that's always been a bit underrated.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to break through when you're going up against so many other German riders, and he's proven that he belongs with the best of them. But he's done a great job with making a partnership with this horse.
Still clear for René Dittmer and Corsica so far. Georgina, this final line, how's he going to play this? What do you do?
You know, you're going away from the gate. The horses are tired. It's a big triple bar going in and a big oxer to finish. That was a great round. But yeah, you have to kind of keep your horse's attention, keep the impulsion without getting too flat there. You know, you can't run around that corner and fly at that triple bar, but you have to keep your horse going. And by the end of the course, that can be a bit tricky.
Balance of pace.
Absolutely.
And well done. So René Dittmer gives us the second of the clears, 73.98 against that time allowed of 75 seconds for Corsica. So Christian Kuckuck, René Dittmer, the clears so far. I see a theme, 2 German clears.
It's already going to be a good jump off, just with those 2.
We go in reverse order of the lineup from the qualifier earlier on this week as well, when we get down to our final few as well. So that is going to mean that Nicola Philipparts goes last, as he won the Adequan WEF Challenge Cup back here on Thursday. Jordan Coyle, Falkirk Farms Juriska, the mare by Dantos for Jordan, who's been several times the 5-star Grand Prix winner in Vancouver, and in third with a horse called Auriso. He actually finished third in this Grand Prix last year when I mentioned that all-Irish 1, 2, 3. Like I say, I think it'll be hard for one nation maybe to squeeze it. Germany maybe this time will have a shot at that. Who knows? The Irish will give him a run, and the US will give him a run as well. But he was on for gold. This time he's on this horse that's again taken a little bit of a break since Toronto last year. Comes out to that combination fairly heavy from that point of view.
Yeah, I think you need to see this horse get going a bit. Jordan's been laying a little bit low, but I think he always has a plan. He's a good rider, and he's a winner, so he's going to have a plan going for the rest of the season. And I think he's probably just getting his horses going now.
Yeah. That little skinny that we sort of alluded to there, black plank on the bottom as well, just draws your eye down again optically, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen it come down more.
Yeah.
I think maybe you will, but. It's a tricky jump that I thought you would definitely see coming down more, and I thought the plank would come down more.
I thought it would as well. Well, we've still got a long way to go, but it stayed pretty intact up there so far. I'm saying this is a little bit of an old-fashioned one with the triple bar into a vertical.
Yeah, absolutely. And towards the end of the course, like I said, you need that power, and you need your horse to be fit and have your attention going there.
Total of 8, 74.58, so just under the time allowed of 75 seconds. 4 there for Jordan Coyle, so 8 in total with Juriska for the Falkirk Farm. Like I say, he was on the podium here last year from that point of view. Here in the triple combination, was coming through okay, but it just didn't work out here on the way out, George.
Yeah, it looked almost like he didn't trust the horse was going to get out, and he throws his body back a bit too, which can't help. You know, he's a bigger guy, and I think sometimes that gets the horse's balance off. And as a rider, like I said, you don't know how much you have to do, and looks like he lost his balance a bit, and that kind of felt great for the horse.
Derek Kenny of Ireland now, and world number 18. Oakland training and sales at 0k for the Danish-bred mare by Cannon. And again, a horse that hasn't had the mileage jumping the 5-star Nations Cups, and he's actually the defending champion of this class, won it last year with Amsterdam. He talked to us a little bit earlier on this week, said Amsterdam is competing, but just going to come in quietly this season from that point of view. 0k has had the step up, was a ride of Andrzej Opletek of Poland, which is actually a former pupil of Dara's one, Martin Fuchs for a short time too. He jumped actually clear in the NetJets Grand Prix, unfortunately had 8 in the jump off, but it was a good preparation there, and as you know, as we've sort of said there, you get a good round behind you and you go, okay, what do we need to learn?
Yeah, absolutely. And Dara wouldn't be in here with this horse if he didn't think that had a chance of winning.
Yeah, just the brick coming off the top.
Very few riders like him that can do anything with any horse.
Looked like a brick coming off the top of the wall there, pretty slight and light.
They didn't call it.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. We say they've got someone out in the field.
That's a shame, yeah. Then again, that can come from not really knowing a horse so much at this level.
Yeah.
When you come around the turn to a big, scary wall like that, you always have your leg on, and you always want to have a little bit too much rather than giving them the chance to peek at it. So I think that's maybe just a bit of experience that he needs with this horse.
Just a little Yeah. But again, that's what I say from Gregory's discussion about the course. Just little touches here and there, we'll see the faults come.
Yeah, and there you kind of have to move around for the time allowed, and you have to take the distance that comes out of the turn. And he was a bit off it, but you don't really have a choice when you have to make the time allowed, and there's a big oxer in front of you.
Yeah. Okay, total of 8 there this time for Dara Kenny and 0K, 72.85. It'll be a different name at the top of the podium tonight as part of this Fidelity Grand Prix. Dara Kenny just gets a little caught up on the wall there, Georgina.
Yeah, that's a shame. But like I said, I think that was just experience, and next time he goes in, he's going to know that he can trust his horse a bit more.
Yeah. 2 clears at the moment, René Dittmer of Germany and Christian Kuckuck of Germany so far. We're seeing a theme, but there's a long way to go through this yet. As I say, as we go into the second half of this, we then get into those top qualifiers from the qualifying class earlier on this week. Back to Germany, Richard Vogel and the world number 8 with Levi Nosar for Richard. Those that have followed Richie through. He won the Rolex Grand Prix here previously as well. Now, an interesting horse here. He's actually won 2 Grand Prix here already this season with Sidello, both of them out on the grass. They won the Big Ben Challenge in Toronto, and actually it won the Youngster Championship at Aachen last year as well, and still only a 9-year-old stallion. But as you would expect with this man who's been a real sensation for the sport, I'm not thinking he's not going to get the job done.
Yeah, again, this is another rider that wouldn't be in here with this horse if he didn't think he could do it. But I think this is probably more about seeing what he can do at this level.
Yes.
Richie has nothing to prove at this point. He's won a good bit this season. He's up there in the rankings, and I think he needs to have that next horse come along, and he's going to kind of see what this horse can do at this level. And like I said, the only way to tell is to get in there and try.
Yeah, I mean, we get very excited at seeing him with United Touch, of course, last season as well.
Absolutely, you can't rely on the one horse, and he's got to see what he has.
Absolutely, and Sapano Balubé was the horse he won the Rolex Grand Prix with here. That horse is actually now passed to Christian Kuckuck, but he's got a wide string of horses now.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's an amazing rider that can get anything out of any horse. But to have a horse that can jump clear at this level is a special ask, and he's going to see if this horse can be that next one.
Rider to rider, what's so special about Richard? We keep saying, he's got great ability, but what is it?
It's hard to put it into words. I mean, he just has that feel. There's some things that you can't produce and you can't work for. They just have it. Yeah. He's obviously worked very hard and he's been dedicated to the sport, but there is just a natural feel and a natural ability to go into a jump off and see things and do things that somebody else can't.
Has been Basin working with McLean Ward out here as well, and it's a great fun partnership, and this is going to be another very good partnership. There you go.
Yeah,
as I say, not always the mileage there from those, and the team behind delighted with that. It's clear from Richard Vogel and Levi Nosar. Germany.
Yep.
At the
there
moment.
You go. Yeah.
But again, not a big surprise for them. We're going to see lots mixing in the equation. 9-year-old there, Georgina. What do you think?
Yeah, he'll be very happy with that. I think he's proven now that the horse can do it. That's got to be a big relief for him to try. And you mentioned his partnership with McLean. I think that's been really good for him. I think McLean sort of adds a little bit of the structure that maybe he needed. And McLean is a great mentor to a lot of younger riders, and you can definitely see that it's paid off for him.
I did an interview with the two of them together last year as well in Aachen, and again they talked about that. As he said, he brought some structure. He brought the two brought things to the table for both of them,
Absolutely.
Which was really interesting.
I can see them helping each other in many different ways.
Yeah. Brian Canan now riding under the flag of the USA for the Glenbeigh Farms Castlefield Dream, originally from Ireland, the rider, and on a Holsteiner gelding, and he's actually getting help now with Lauren Huff of the USA has been helping training him too. We talked to Lauren a little bit earlier on. Placed in Grand Prix up in Ocala and in Tryon with this horse, but again they're just going to see how this goes this season.
Yeah, just ran through that second jump there a bit, which is a shame. But it's, like I said, it's the first time under the lights with the bigger jumps for a lot of these riders, and sometimes you just don't know how much you have to keep your leg on. He just overdid it a bit there.
And what's interesting, you start to get a little look around the arena. I mean, it is just full of faces watching.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's an amazing crowd. Everybody can feel the electricity tonight, and everyone knows it's special, even if you don't know so much about the sport.
Again, really at this point, it's about getting some good highlights out of this, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. He's having a nice season round, and I think that he wants to just keep going because it is a long season, but you want to know what you have, and the more you can get out there and jump bigger jumps under the lights, the better it will be the next time.
Jumps the plank well. And again, that's a little of what you were talking about having to get the balance of power going in there, isn't it? Because it just starts to get, you either get too much in there and you end up stuck in a little bit deep.
Yeah, the horse ran out of steam a little bit, and he had to push a bit more than I think he'd like to. But again, that's, again, a little bit of the course designer's trick where you have to push for that triple bar, and then it's a careful vertical coming out.
So from the overall score, it's 20 plus a couple of time there for Brian Conan and Castlefield Dream for the US rider, 76-61 from them. I say they'll then go and assess the round of where they pull things out of that overall performance.
Yeah, he did the horse no harm there. It was
No.
a nice, decent round. The score was higher than I think it deserved, but I think he'll come back stronger next time.
Good little cheer for Laura Crouch of the USA and the St. Bride's Farms at Dorado 212. Since last year has added the team silver at the Olympic Games. Yet again, she's delivered for Team USA. She delivered with this horse for the St. Bride's Farm back for the Pan American Games. That was down in Santiago, where it was Team Gold for the US that had also qualified them for the Olympics too. Interested to see this horse back out running in these big ones, because she went to Ballatini for a while with her Olympic horse, and Dorado now back in the frame.
Yeah, I think this is another case where she knows her other horses can do it, and she wants to see how much this one can do it and get him out there again under the lights, because you're going to need that backup.
Yeah.
And there's nobody like Laura. You know, you mentioned all the team aspect that she's won, and you know, for me, if there's any rider that you would ever pick to have on a team, doesn't matter what the horse is, you pick Laura Kraut.
Have you been on
the
a team
horse
with
is
her
not a
or
question.
not?
I've been on a number of teams with her, and
Yeah.
she's, you know, obviously not only a fighter and amazing team rider, but she's also a great mentor to any of the other riders.
Yeah.
She's the first person I would go to for advice, and I have a huge amount of respect for her, and she will go out there on absolutely any horse and fight her very hardest
Yeah.
for Team USA.
Absolutely. Delivers under pressure. I had opportunity to talk to her a lot during Paris and get a little insight into there, but she just gets the job done, but just not quite there.
Yeah.
From that point of view, they just got a little ahead of themselves.
Yeah, you know, the horse just jumped a little bit inverted there. That was a shame, but you just saw him just kind of rise up a little bit in the air and come down on his back legs. That was a great round later than that.
Just leaves them on the floor for Laura Crouch and Dorado 212 from that point of view. And so on the 4 faults for Laura, we'll put her into 5th place at the moment. Charlotte Jacobs on the 4 as well. Remember, she was in the frame. She's in 4th place, just that little bit quicker from that side of things. And there, just the plank dropping for Laura. Came through the triple combination pretty well.
Yeah, that was unlucky to have that down, but I think you're going to see great things from Laura. She's due a good win here,
Yeah.
and she always has a plan. You can never count her out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, been winning up in Ocala in the last few weeks as well in preparation. Nail Nassar, talking of preparation, won the Southern Arches Grand Prix here back at the start of the season, which, okay, is not that long ago. Feels like it already. ESI Ali, Irish-bred horse, buys Takato Gold for Niall and the Evergate stables. Now, this is a horse that's stepping up now for this Fidelity 5-star Grand Prix. So, I mean, they've gone very well in the qualifiers. They've really done all the homework. They've done all they can through at the level below this, if you like. Now, as you say, you then got to go and say, okay, what next exam?
Yeah, no, but Niall has it all. You know, he's a very, very smart rider. He does his homework, like you said. He's always prepared. He knows his horses very well, and he's, you know, sort of done all his homework at home. And he's also fast. He knows how to go in and win a class. So when you combine those two,
yeah,
you really you'll have a winner.
Yeah, going to be very interested to see how this horse goes. Of course, he rode through to the Olympics in Tokyo with Igor. He's plotting his way around so far.
Yeah, he's doing a wonderful job. He's brought this horse on nicely, and
Yeah.
he's prepared for the rest of the circuit for this class. You know, he's really been very smart about bringing this horse along and picking the right classes for him.
Yeah, one in Spruce Meadows.
Oh.
Spruce Meadows in the summer. That just trying to cut in.
Yeah, that was a bit of a surprise. The horse looked like he shifted a bit right. Maybe he got his eye on something. You know, like we said, that skinny is a bit of an optical illusion there going into the crowd, and maybe the horse just got his eye on something that Niall didn't see.
We'll have a look at that. And it can be whatever, as you say, and maybe an early reaction. Let's see them down this line. Overall, been a really good round.
Yeah, that was a shame. That was out of character for this horse. It'd be interesting to go back and see what happened. But there was definitely something that either the horse shifted or got his eye on there.
4 jumping 2-time finish on 6, 76.62 for Nail Nassar, and ESI Ali going into 6th place so far for Niall. Yeah, little look there, Georgina. Yeah, she said just made a shift.
And it's a skinny. You know, there's no room for error there. You know, if that was a normal jump, you might not have seen that happen. You might have just maybe trailed it behind or gotten away with it. But when it's a skinny, there's no room for error.
And it just pushes him into it almost, so it's almost your boot that's catching it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
But I think he can go away from that very happy with how they went.
Yeah, that was a freak accident there, and it was a great round other than that, and I don't think you'll see that happen again.
No. So, Katie Dinan of the USA and the New York-based Grant Raid Partners out of the blue SCF, the horse by Verdi that's gone so well for her. She's been a winner of the President's Cup in Washington. She was second in that again last year. She won the previous year as well on this former ride of Shane Sweetenham as well. And, I mean, they built a really fast, good partnership. And sometimes, what do you say with a horse, and you must have been through it, you suddenly... Some take time, and some you suddenly go, we've got it.
Right, exactly.
So that we always were.
Yeah, and this is a nice scopy horse that she knew she could trust. But Katie's, you know, Katie's a great rider. She's very underrated. You know, she doesn't have the time to put in as some of the other riders. She's got a lot of other stuff going on. She's got a very full life, but she does an amazing job of the time that she has. I have a huge amount of respect for her, and you know, you don't see many riders doing what she does outside of the ring and be able to go in and do this inside it.
I can't even explain what she does outside the ring because I can't say the words that are involved in it.
She's a close friend of mine, and I can't either. Yeah. But she's a very, very impressive young lady in all ways.
She's explained it to me, and I've gone, that's great.
Yeah.
It's really smart. Looking good so far. Still clean at the moment. Really nice to see her with this horse as a fast building partnership. Just a little touch there. It's going to stay there.
She got a bit lucky there, but hopefully she can get going. Let's see.
Works with Swiss Olympian Beat Manley. Time-wise, might be the killer here. Might just take a bite, and it is going to be 77.67, and unfortunately it is going to be 3 time faults there for Katie Dinan out to the blue SCF. I'm impressed by that.
Yeah, that was a shame. You know, I think, like we said, Katie doesn't get to get in there as much as the other riders. Sometimes that can really show when you don't get that pace and you don't have the confidence to kind of run in between the jumps like you sometimes need to. So she rode that great. There's not many things I could correct there, but I think that just comes from not being in the ring as much as sometimes the other riders can be.
Yeah. And there's a big difference between, I mean, we have so many classes going on here at Wellington throughout going and jumping at a high amateur class that you, as you say, you have a day job and you fit it into then going, no, I'm going against the Olympic champion this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very different, you know, when you're trying to catch the time allowed with jumps this size, knowing that you can't make an error. And also, you know, it's the occasion as well. It's nerve-wracking going in there, and it's, you know, easier said than done to go in there and try to go fast.
Did you enjoy going into these big nights?
I loved it. I mean, I found that I actually got nervous in a good way and used my nerves in a productive manner, which I think, you know, as a rider at this top level, you really have to. You can't let them take away from you. You have to be able to use those nerves because, you know, nobody's going in there and not taking it seriously, not being a touch nervous.
Jimmy Tarano on course with Chewbacca HCC for the Iceland Jet Show stables. Again, being a big jumping horse. Again, might just have to think about the time here as well from what I've seen of them previously, but have been solidly placed in the WEF Challenge Cup so far this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy's done a good job with this horse. You know, like you said, it's a bit slow, so he's going to have to run probably a little bit more than he'd like, and that may be tricky for this horse.
Still jumping well. As you say, I mean, has the scope and ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jimmy has the experience with it too. You know, he's brought this horse along, and he's got a lot of classes under his belt with this one.
Just on the 4 so far. The way this line's connected, there's different elements, aren't there, for you to really think about?
Yeah, you don't really get to take a breath there. You have to come around the turn fast to that Liverpool oxer. Otherwise, you're going to have a time fault, and you don't get a chance to get the horse back. You have to move up a little bit in the 6th, and then the 5 is obviously a little bit more flat. And that's where you're seeing it be a little bit tricky for the horses because you're never getting a chance to kind of sit back and get your horse back. And you're seeing it pay off in different ways there. Yeah.
8 jumping 3 times, 77.96, and so it is 11 for Jimmy Tarano. Chewbacca HCC was going well until that double. Made a big effort on the way out of it from that point of view, though.
Yeah, nice, decent round. You know, he knows that horse very well, and he'll use it in the right places for the rest of the season. Yeah,
Plank catches them, which we thought the Plank would catch a few tonight. You were talking a little bit about how you use that pressure well. Have you seen that manifest in people around, like people like Scott Brash, obviously on your team for New York Empire, as is Spencer Smith from that side of things? Have you learned from those guys as well, how they use their pressure?
I think, anytime you're on a team of any sort with these riders and you see the way that they conduct themselves and the way they use those nerves and the way that they prepare for the big classes, you learn a lot from them. And you also have to teach yourself. Everybody's different and everybody handles their nerves differently. And you've got to, at some point, just learn how to use your nerves in a positive manner.
Yeah, absolutely. Spencer Smith and Keeneland for the Ashland Farms by Carmina Z for the horse that was on the winning team in Dublin last year. For him, he was a successful run there. He went really well in the Grand Prix here last year too. Had one into week 7, just had the 4 faults there. Really was building with this horse. He was top 5 in the Paris Grand Prix as well. And like I say, he's also been riding your horses too.
Yep, I adore Spencer. He's an amazing rider to have on our team. He's been a great friend and a great teammate to me. And this is a wonderful horse. He's got a good partnership with this horse. And, I think he's going to be hungry for a win. It's been a little while for him, and he's looking to step up and to pull it out with this horse.
He's a twice winner of the Grand Prix here in Wellington before now as well. He's won on the Global Champions Tour previously as Chamarin.
It's a shame. Looked like he just overrode that a bit, didn't trust the horse in Liverpool.
And in terms of that, you mean they're just little look at the water?
Yeah, absolutely. And I said, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to look at. And sometimes you don't know how much you can trust your horse. And he looks like he just had his leg on and moved forward a little bit too much.
Just on the 4 for them so far. But this was a partnership that came out last year here in Wellington and just looked as though they were going to have the trajectory of where they've been going.
Yeah, sometimes you can just tell when you put a rider on a horse that they're a good match.
Yeah.
It obviously has to be proven. It takes time, but sometimes there's something just about the way they look together that it's a good fit. And that was, a great round.
Just on the 4 there, 75. In fact, one title there, 75-35, Spencer Smith and Keeneland. But he's been running horses for you, like horses like Kibel, etc. To Lara Colemine. How does he get on with those? How is he to work with?
He's wonderful. Spencer is one of the most easygoing, hardworking guys out there, and he's somebody who I really enjoy being able to give horses to, and it's a pleasure to see him, work hard and have it pay off. And great kid who I'm looking forward to kind of supporting in the future. And he knows that some of the horses are temporary until I get back in the saddle, and he's got no ego about that.
Yeah.
And he's just a wonderful person to have around.
Well, you're going to start being challenged by Jasper, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to have to start fighting for my horses a bit more. But for right now, Spencer can take over.
Excellent. So from the clears point of view, it's actually 3 for Germany at the moment. Christian Kuckuck, Richard Vogel, and René Dittmer is the clears so far. Ireland again, Fassi de Caga for Max Watchman, and Susan Magner is the owner of this, the family-owned French-bred stallion. For Max, 21 years of age now, and they were second in the Grand Prix in Spain in November, just has an early rail for them. And again, it was the horse actually Keane O'Connor, who's his trainer, rode in the Nations Cup when they won in Aachen last year. They do change around horses a little bit in the team. But again, this is just, again, really good mileage for it.
Yeah, I just got up that line a bit too early. And, being the first line, sometimes you don't know how your horse is going to move across the ground, how they're going to feel until you get out there. And, he had his leg on just maybe a bit too much and got there a touch early. And now I think you'll see him even out and have a great round. But that just comes with experience.
Ooh. Didn't quite work out.
No, that was a shame. That's just one of those examples where one jump leads to the next, and I think the smart thing to do is to come out and say try again.
Absolutely. So deciding to retire there for Max Watchman this time, and Fancy de Kurgan. As you say, the courses now are so connected that if something isn't right at the first part, you've either got to have a very quick fix or say and have the courage to say, okay, let's take an exit.
Absolutely, and you'll see that with some of the more experienced riders. They really handle it well when you have a bad jump or a bad line, and they can keep going and get it out of their head mentally and put it behind them. Some of the younger riders, that's a bit harder to do.
Yeah. And so let's go to another younger rider, Ansgar Holchers Jr. And he is very much junior, in his teens. Here, I think possibly the youngest in the field here. Ansgar and the Goodine House's Good Morning Bee for the Dutch-bred horse by El Dorado for Ansgar. Won the Week 6 Grand Prix last year, so almost 12 months ago out on the field. He was the only clear round on that occasion. He had to jump off the other day to win the Brain Juice U25 team competition up against Nina Malave. But another step up here. But he was top 5 in the 4-star Grand Prix last week, Pixel K. as well. And this is the horse he's actually jumped in 3-Star Nations Cup in the Netherlands last year very successfully.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to watch him at this level. You know, I've seen him come along through the years. I remember him as a junior, and it's going to be interesting to see how he takes this next step up. But he's a great rider and probably just needs some more experience out there.
Working with René Tebel on the ground, who was another fantastic rider of the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, he's going to have a good mix of sort of the German way of riding and the American style, and I think he's got a bright future.
As you say, sometimes it's a case of you've got to get in there to get the experience.
It's the only way to do it, and sometimes you have to go in there knowing it might not go well, but there's no other way to do it. Especially here, you know, you kind of get thrown into the night classes. There are very few night classes that are small and inviting, so you've got to get out there and trust your horse and have no ego about it.
But the difference is competing here as well, and he's doing a really good round here, just on the 4 at the moment. Should just squeak under the time. Going to be 4 there, 74.52. So just the one down for Ansgar Holgers Jr. and Good Morning B. You know exactly. The good thing is, though, you know if you do well here, you will do well anywhere.
Absolutely, it doesn't get any better than this. And you know, he did a great job out there. I think that he's really proven that he belongs out there. And next time he goes in, he'll maybe have a bit more experience and a bit more faith in his horse. But he's going to come out of this stronger.
And again, as you say, you don't know what the nerves are, you don't know how that's managing, etc. And the more you do it, the more you go, okay, I've got this.
There are very few 19-year-olds that would go out there and not be very nervous. So that was very impressive.
I'd be worried if you weren't.
Yeah. Here we go.
I don't know what this man was like at 19, but he's pretty cool and calm now. The world #1, Henrik von Eckermann, and his fabulous partner in King Edward. The horse that's taken him to Olympic team gold and to the World Championship as well, both as team and individually, twice the World Cup final as well. Now, it'll be very interesting to see here. He's had an amazing run here also with Glamour Girl. He came here on the back of winning the Grand Prix with Alana in Basel. And King Edward is an amazing horse. But we talked again in the run-up to this that he's just taken a little bit of a step back with this horse as well.
Yeah, you know, this horse, obviously an amazing horse, has proven himself at this level over and over, but had a bit of a rough go there at the end of the fall.
Yeah.
You know, had a bit of a trouble timing the jump-offs, and you know, it'll be interesting to see if he makes the jump-off what he does, if he really runs or if he says, I'm going to use this jump-off to get back out there. Again, he wouldn't be out here tonight if he wasn't fully ready for this, and if he didn't have the faith in the horse was back.
And he's such a wonderful horse, isn't he? I mean, we were talking about him earlier. He's small.
He's an amazing horse to watch. You know, he's a fun horse to watch. You want him to do well, and he's definitely a crowd favorite.
Great to have him here as well. Really has, as I say, shifted up a gear here in Wellington this year with a whole group of the world's top 10 competing.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, having your top horse out and having to rely on your other horses can help you build your string.
Yeah.
You know, I've found that if my top horse gets injured and you have to step up another horse, it can actually be a good thing and pay off in the long run. So I think you've seen that with him a bit. You know, he's proven that he can do it with all the other horses and give this horse a break, and now he's got a great string underneath him.
One more. There we go. Henrik von Eckermann and King Edward, there we go. Thank you very, very much. Job done. And so it is the fourth of clears for the world #1 in the frame with the great King Edward. What do you think?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to watch him go in the jump off. Like I said, it'll be interesting. I don't know what he's been doing behind the scenes. I'm sure he's been jumping the horse in some smaller classes and getting him back ready for these jump offs. So I'm going to be interested to see how much he sort of lets him go and has to race against the clock.
We were saying in the pre-show for this, if we ended up with Henrik, Cook, which we already are at, and the likes of Ben Mayer later, Kent Farrington, this could be an absolute showdown of the Titans.
It's going to be amazing either way.
Luis Fernando Larrazabal goes now for Venezuela with Panamera owner Victoria Huitemata and Condara. The horse he rode into the top 20 at the Pan American Games, jumped to the Olympics last year as well. He's been our leading international rider so far this season. He's been putting in win after win. He's had a really strong start this year too, and this has been a long-term partnership now that in the last few years have been to championships and should be ready for this.
Yeah, this is a lovely mare, and you know, he's a good rider. Needs a bit more experience maybe, but he's a great rider that you really can never count out. got lucky there.
Just almost pace right down, wasn't it? Step.
Yep, yep. Rode that well. Just got a bit of luck there, but sometimes it's all you need. This horse doesn't give such a big jump. It just sort of skims the jump.
She sort of does what she needs. Unfortunately, it didn't work out there.
Yep.
Just on the 4 faults for Luis so far.
Ooh.
A little bit longer shot.
Yeah, that's again, with the time allowed, you want to move around that turn, and sometimes you don't have a choice of the distance, and he just changed his mind there at the last minute.
And as you say, you again see with the Rolex fence, that's how it rolls together.
Absolutely. You could stay out and take your time, but you're going to have a time fault, and he had to chance it, and unfortunately, that's just something that happens sometimes.
Going to finish on 12, going to be inside the time, but 12 it is. They're the supporting team. All out for the night, and so a total of 12, 73.35 for Luis Fernando Larrazabal and Contender this time around. 4 clears at the moment of this $385,000 Fidelity Investments 5-star Grand Prix tonight, and it's 5-star all the way. Looking here, Georgina, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, he rode a nice, decent round there. There were little mistakes, but, again, first time jumping the big jumps under the lights here. Yeah. He's a younger rider. Sometimes you just see little mistakes come about that you might not see later in the season.
Lily Keenan of the USA and the Chansonet Farms Arganda Belliard, the French-bred gelding by Milord Cartago for the World Championship competition combination. Nearly out in California last week as well, competing in the World Cups there. This is a pair that were top 5 in the Toronto World Cup, jumped in the Nations Cup in Rome last year as well. She's a former winner of the Grand Prix in the likes of Ottawa as well in the 5-star.
Yeah, Lily's a great rider. I remember her as a kid, and you really couldn't beat her. So she's been brought along nicely. She has a great program. She works hard, and this is a great horse. I think against the clock, you won't see this horse beat the others, but she could put in a lovely double clear.
I barely even saw that.
Yeah, that was a bit of an interesting rail. I didn't see exactly what happened there, but haven't seen that back rail come down yet. Not characteristic for this horse.
Just on the 4 so far for Lily. And again, for her, she's stepped up and stepped up, hasn't she? I mean, last year was a really good year for her, and I think this one could be a big one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Lily's also a great team rider. You can always count on her. She's very consistent. I think if there was a team event tomorrow, you'd pick this pair no matter what. And that jump, I think maybe she took for granted a touch, but this is a big scopy horse that has lots of experience. Sometimes you don't want to overdo it and push them to the front rail. So, I think if she could go back and ride differently, she would, but again, that's easier said than done.
It's very easy, exactly, and it's very easy to say for the front. If anyone's not experienced the sport, and you have, I always say to people, now think about doing all of that at 30, 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And having the speed you've got to think at, you start to understand how good these people are and how good the horses are.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very easy to sit here and say that they should have done something, but I thought she rode that great, and I think that I couldn't correct her in any way that she rode that jump. It just sometimes happens.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's just have a little look back there, and let's say it wasn't much of a touch.
Just unlucky.
Yeah. So just going to finish on the 4 there for Lily Keenan and Arganda Belliard to complete our first half of the competition for this Fidelity Investments Grand Prix here tonight. And so with the clears so far, 4 at the moment, 4 really strong ones out of the group so far, and several of those picks that came out of our pre-game show as well. Christian Cook, of course, was picked in there. I'd picked out Richard Fogel, but I'm just going to say that. And René Dittmer was mentioned. Sid Schulman got some good ones in there too. And Henrik van Eckermann obviously came up as a big pick too. So it is all part of this Fidelity Grand Prix here tonight. And our thanks to the likes of the USEF who have also been supporting our live stream throughout and our events here as part of the Winter Equestrian Festival, and Fidelity Investments too, who bring us our Grand Prix here tonight. We're going to be back after a very short break, and we'll be bringing you more here from Wellington and tonight's $385,000 Fidelity Investments Grand Prix. Back in a minute.
FarmVet is here to support you and your horse both in and out of the show ring. From our highly trained staff to to the best horse health product selection. Everything you need is just a few steps away. From brushes and bandages to all of your pharmacy needs, Farm Vet has just what you're looking for. From all of us to you, welcome to Farm Vet. We are Horse Health.
Welcome back, and our thanks to Fidelity, once again proud sponsor here at the Winter Equestrian Festival. And they help clients grow, preserve and manage their wealth. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth as well for Fidelity Brokerage Services. We're going to be back in a few moments' time as we continue, myself, Steve Wild, alongside Georgina Bloomberg for tonight's Fidelity Grand Prix.
Giving back has been something that's always been incredibly important to me.
Doesn't matter where you come from all over the world, we are all people. We need to do something together.
I think if you've helped one person, you've made an impact.
This younger generation is what inspires me.
I think an extraordinary life to me would be to take chances, to take risks.
You can't make yourself be iconic. It just, you are.
When I look at a painting and my heart starts beating, that's impact. Or a piece of jewelry, definitely.
One in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
Making your dog your ring bearer is one way to show your love.
Car part. It's just a car part, look it.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way.
Investments Grand Prix here tonight. Now, thanks to Fidelity, our presenting sponsor of the first of 5-star Grand Prix of the season. $385,000 in the pot here, and it's building up very, very nicely indeed. 4 clears to date. Christian Kukuk, Rennie Dittmer, Richard Vogel, and Henrik van Eckermann. And Richie is down with Ali Wolf in the warm-up.
Hi, my name is Ali Wolf. We're down here with Richie Vogel. Richie, that was an incredible round, a clear round with such a young horse, Levi Nosar. take us around the course with Levi. Was there anything you were concerned about on this beautiful but a huge course?
Yeah, he felt incredible. He's only, as you said, he's only 9 years of age. I have to say, we did a tour end of the year in the States already. So he had some good experiences as an 8 years old end of the year, and already beginning of the year he did the youngster tour in Aachen. So he's seen some places. But okay, here to jump the 5-star under the lights is for sure something special, and I'm mega proud how he delivered today.
Yeah, and first, again, such a young horse. That's an incredible feat. What is next for Levi on the circuit?
Jump off tonight. No, but for the rest, he's a super young horse, you know, so we wanted to see how he handles tonight and go from there. Yeah, as I said, we're super proud about him and the whole team, obviously, around him also. They do all an incredible job. He's a young horse, so he needs a lot of support and you know, trust in everything. And yeah, so we're delighted about today's round. Tried to do a good jump off, and then we plan for the further season.
Richie, thank you so much. Good luck in the jump off. Appreciate you coming to talk to us.
Thanks.
Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Ali. Yes, he's mega proud. You've been teaching him the Americanisms over here.
Right. He almost gives you the sense he's not going to go for it in the jump off, which I don't believe for a second.
Yeah, no, exactly. He does that. Then leads you down a road and then goes and wins the class from that point of view. Georgina Bloomberg alongside me. Georgina, you've been into these big classes here tonight. We've got 4 big clears so far. Christian Kuckuck, René Dittmer, Richard Vogel, Henrik von Eckermann. Now, the key is to put that to one side of what's still coming up for Team USA, Ken Farrington.
Yeah, there's some great riders still to come. I think you're going to see a couple of the Americans slip in there.
Absolutely. And what have you made of the course and how it's played out so far?
It's tricky. You know, there's sort of questions everywhere. I think the time allowed is definitely a factor because you have to keep opening up. You don't get a chance to get back and take a breath. But I think he's done a very, very good job of putting the different questions in different places, and you're seeing it pay off. And
as you and I talked about, Christian Kuckuck has got what he wanted. First to go, goes clear. That's where he likes the pressure point.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, from a few weeks ago, it's been proven that he doesn't need to watch other people go. Sometimes it's the best thing to do to get in there and just ride your plan and go as fast as you possibly can and not be trying to beat somebody else.
And aside from the clears, who's impressed you tonight?
You know, I think Ansgar Holkers was really amazing. He went in there and rode it like a pro. I think he has a bright future ahead of him. He didn't even look nervous, and I think that he's going to be one to watch for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Well, René Dittmer had a fantastic round as well, as we know, in the clears, and he's down with Ali.
Hi, Ali Wolf back again with René Dittmer. You jumped an amazing clear round with Corsica. You've also been to the U.S. quite a few times. Can you take us through what it's like? What is the difference between some of these U.S. shows, such as Wellington International, versus the European shows?
I really like it coming here, especially the Grand Prix at night here, super exciting. At home, usually we have the Grand Prix on Saturday and Sunday afternoon, which is also very nice, but coming here Saturday night with that atmosphere is just very special.
That it is for sure. And now you're jumping against your entire German squad. Is there any special strategy that you have in mind jumping against your fellow teammates?
I'm going in the beginning of the jump off. I'll do the best I can, and I hope for a win for Germany.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations and good luck in the jump off, and thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Ali. Yes, nations at this point, nation meeting nation doesn't matter, like you're my opponent now.
Absolutely. You know, all the riders know each other and they know what the other ones can do. It doesn't matter where you came from, but there can also be that little bit of an edge. You know, I think especially with a team like Germany, there's a lot of competition there, and I think René will be out there and ready to prove something.
Now, if we stopped the competition now and had a jump off between these 4 with Checker and King Edward in there, you'd go, that would be a dream. But we've got another half to come yet.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of people added in there, and it's going to be a good jump off no matter what.
Ben Mayer in there, Dallas Vegas, Batty, Kent Farrington, as I mentioned, Gray are going to be really interested to see how Erin Ballard plays this one out as well. And again, some of the younger riders in there, Emily Conter, and they've stepped up already tonight, some of the younger faces.
Yeah, they have. You know, I think at this level, you won't see them go in and try to win the jump off, but you could see them go in and put a nice double clear in.
Absolutely. So let's remind you of the clears so far as part of tonight's competition. Christian Kuckuck, as I mentioned, they're going first. We went Germany, with René Dittmer and Corsica, and then with Richard Vogel completing that group. And the good news for the rest of the world is there are no more German riders left. We are into the Swede there with Henrik van Eckermann, the world #1 with King Edward. And we are getting back underway into the second half here. And we're mixing up the nations because we're going to Colombia now. And it is going to be for that of Roberto Terán and Des Uchthoff, the super Dutch-bred stallion that was his Olympic ride as well. And he has also been on top form with both this and a horse called Iron Maiden, which has stepped up nicely. Really super grey that we've seen over the last few weeks. He won the Challenge Cup on week 1 as well. Really impressed there. But this pair together, top 10 at the Pan American Games. And Georgina Bloomberg alongside me. Georgina, the thing is here too, this next group are the best qualifiers out of Thursday's big class as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with this pair, they have an amazing experience. And as you mentioned, now that he's got another top horse that he can rely on, he's been able to save this horse a bit more, which can be a really nice thing for, you know, a pair that you already know and you don't need to go in there and get the experience.
No, I mean, this horse is 17 years of age now, so there's little to teach.
No, absolutely. That's nice to be able to rely on a second horse and to be able to save your best horse for occasions like this.
Roberto been really solid. He's been second in the Rolex Grand Prix here before now, so going to be really interesting to see how we start to mix this up. I'm not going to put a number on the number of clears I think we're going to see in the end of this.
Yeah, you know, this pair has a very good chance of going clear. Might not be the fastest in the jump off, but you know, he's a good rider that can go in there and give it a shot.
And that's where he's played to the strengths all the time. It's been clear.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been incredibly consistent.
Getting a very good round together so far.
He's got to move a little bit around this turn, which you can tell he knows, but now he's got to be a bit careful.
Jumps the plank well. And as you say, I mean, that hasn't come down as much as I sort of thought. It's a little bit of an old school trap there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I thought it would come down a bit more, but the 5 is also, it's walking a bit nicer than it walked.
Roberto Terán doing what we expected with a clear, but time at 75 seconds, 75.07 leaves him on 1 time fault, and that's so frustrating when it's just such a tiny margin.
Yeah, that's a shame. You know, I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do. I think that horse, you know, gets a bit out of shape if it has to move a little bit more than that. There's not many chances to make up the time here, and I think he did his best, but unfortunately sometimes that's just, you know, the best you can do, and you have to stomach the time fault.
And you're picking up a time fault based on 7/100ths of a second.
Yeah, and you know, if you had done something different, you might have had the rail down. So I think he did a nice job, and unfortunately, you know, some other classes that wouldn't have happened, and he would have been clear.
Yeah, so 1 time there for Roberto Terán, puts him into 5th place at the moment. Of course, the clear is the 4 above that. Alex Volpi, Alessandro Volpi, and the Cedar Fox of California's Gypsy Love now by Guidam Sonner for the 24-year-old American. Another of the younger riders coming through here. Had a good run in Ocala over the last couple of weeks as well before heading back here. Gypsy Love jumped round for 4 in the American Gold Cup last season as well up in Traverse City. And again, this will be a good test for them here today.
Yeah, this is a very nice horse. Doesn't have the full experience at this level. And I think for the younger riders who see this, men's nerves can get to you a bit, and she's going to have to keep them under control and just ride the course.
Trains with Marcus Bierbaum and Meredith.
She has an extra stride there, but I think maybe it was the right call for this horse, but now she's going to have to move a little bit more than I think she'd like to these last 2 lines.
She's been making appearances on the US team over the last couple of seasons as well. I say time-wise, 20 seconds to get home. Just makes a little move to the left.
Yeah, she's going to have to move a bit here.
Run tight. Might just be enough, but it's going to run tight. 73, 74, 74, 88.
Great, just got it.
And so getting the clear there for Alex Volpi and Gypsy Love gives us clear round number 5. Just squeezes enough there. A really good round from her.
Yeah, she rode that well. You know, she looked a little bit nervous starting out, but sometimes, it's, like I said, you have to use those nerves and figure out how to use them to make yourself ride better and make you try harder.
Good stuff. So adds the first of the American flags into the lineup as well there for Alex Volpe, who's really stepped up again over the last few weeks. As I say, had a really good run in preparation for this and competing in Ocala, getting ready for that, and then stepping back into this big ring tonight.
Yeah, Marcus and Mara do an amazing job with all their riders, and they wouldn't let them go in there unless they were ready.
Tyser Irwin now. Tyser with Hialita B, the horse that she rode at the Olympic Games last year, owned by Michael and Wendy Smith of Middleburg. And Tyser, who jumped double clear in the WEF on week 3 as well, has jumped well this week too with this horse. I'm going to be really interesting to see how this mare by Emerald comes out for the Australian, based here in the United States.
She's a great rider, and she's formed a really good partnership with this horse. So they're exciting to watch together.
As you say, that now they've got a handle on the time allowed. You know, you've got to stay economical all the way around there.
Yeah, you know kind of where you have to take the chances and which turns you're maybe going to have to leave a stride out or take a little bit more of a shot than you'd like to.
It's not so much one of those ones you're going to have to run for it, but you just can't waste anything.
Exactly.
Hialita's looked so very good. What's your take on this horse?
This is a lovely horse, and she's done a good job bringing this horse along. But she's also, you know, she's an underrated rider. I remember her from when I first started jumping internationally. She was around, and she's a very talented, very tough rider. That was where you just see you had to come around that turn for the time allowed and just got a bit flat there.
He's had super support from Mike and Wendy Smith and has been delivering some superb horses. Just tried to take that a little bit on the angle.
Yeah, it looked like she had the time in mind and just kind of came around, but a bit of an angle, which you just can't do going into a triple bar at that size.
72.67, it's 8 falls there for Tyser Irwin, 2 down with Hialita B this time around. And so they will drop a little further down the order into 15th place. Let's have another look back here. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the time allowed just was a factor there. I think she came around and just had to keep moving forward and never got a chance to sort of get the horse back.
Yeah.
But little mistakes, and you know they'll be back out next time.
As you say, from that. Just little errors that creep in there that you go, okay, we can do something about that.
Yep, and at this level, you just can't get away with anything.
Yeah. Mimi Gotchman, 20-year-old US rider as well, DG Sport Horses in Glen BH. And she really has been making big waves as well. Upperville Grand Prix winner last year. She was second on the Grand Prix week 2. She was second at the Hampton Classic. She's already been a youth medalist as well. That was when they picked up the team in Aachen and so forth. She was brilliant through young riders. And she really has now found a spot here at this next level.
Yeah, Mimi's an amazing rider. And she also, you know, she's a wonderful person. You know, if you get to talk to her, she's incredibly polite. She understands the game. She works hard. You really have to root for her once you've gotten to have an opportunity to get to know her.
Always like that.
Yeah.
Still looking good.
Yeah, she looks good for time here. She's doing a good job of measuring it. Hopefully she doesn't rush it too much here now.
A little touch. Now, the key is there not to get excited to the plank, isn't it?
Absolutely. She has the time to take that breath there, and she did a good job there.
Good time-wise. That's a really good round from Mimi Gotchman. She was another that came out of our discussion pre this show, and so it is 6 in the bag now in terms of clears. Mimi Gotchman and Inclen BH in the clear list, 73.02. Georgina, what did you think of that?
That was an amazing round. She rode it great, and I think she's going to be interesting to watch in the jump off because she's one of the few younger riders that I would say will go in there and really give it a shot. You know, like we'd said, some of the younger riders might go in there and just use it as an opportunity to get some experience and put a double clear, and she'll go in and she'll try to win. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
I don't think I've rarely seen her not go for it.
No.
And really go for it, and so many times be successful as well.
Absolutely. You know, she's got amazing experience and had great training between Ken Berkeley and Dara, and you know, she's been brought along really, really well, and she's worked very hard.
another who's comes through a great family in the sport as well, both mother and father, with Didi and, of course, Michael Matz. Alex Matz and the five-star partners Ikigai. This was the horse he rode to win the Toronto World Cup qualifier last year. He actually won 3 classes during that show. He was top 5 in the Kentucky Invitation as well, stepped up nicely. It would be really interesting to see how they go tonight, because, again, I really like this partnership, and, again, they might just need a little bit of pace.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, it's somebody you always want to root for. He's a great guy and has worked very hard. And, you know, it's not always easy being in the shadow of his father, and he's done a great job of handling it and coming out and making his own name and working very hard.
Yeah, really good to see him win the World Cup at Toronto last year.
Yeah, he's somebody who everybody roots for. You know, everybody likes him, and he's a hard worker.
Through this part, it feels like, from what we've seen as faults as well, it's this second part of the course where you really start to find out whether you can or whether you can't conquer this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, riders get a little bit nervous about the time. Horses run out of steam. But again, that's, you know, that's part of the course designing, that he kind of factors that in, and that's all part of his plan.
Looking good so far for Alex. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Final line. Gritted teeth coming down there. Time-wise, he's going to be close. He's going to be very close. He's going to be enough, though.
Yeah. Super. It's nice to see. He deserved that one.
Alex Matz gritting and getting in there. It is Alex Matz and Ikigai to produce the clear round. Number 7, Georgina. As you say, I mean, I can see from next to you, it puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of his, and I have a lot of respect for him as a rider, and I've seen him, you know, come up through the ranks. And he's somebody who just everybody roots for. Everybody likes him.
Yeah. Well, super stuff. He's in the mix. Interestingly, how quickly we went from 4 clears in the early part, and okay, we're coming into the best of qualifying now, but 3 clears fairly swiftly on the bounce with Alex Volpe, Mimi Gotchman, and Alex Matz there as well. But here in that triple bar, he was just getting a bit swinging coming in there.
Yeah, he knew he had to fight for it there, but you could tell how much he wanted it.
Yeah. Now a man who was going to be one for many of them to keep an eye on is Ken Farrington of the USA, the world number 3 right now, and Greyer, the pairing that won the Le Ball Grand Prix last season. Now, they were 4th in this Grand Prix last year as well, jumped clear then again, just had 4 in the jump-off, and by the super stallion Calestus, which of course was ridden by Luc Gebierbaum. Gold medalist in terms of Pan Am Games, silver individually last time around. He's been a medalist at the Olympic Games as well. Win. He's been flying up the world rankings.
Yeah, I mean, Kent's a winner.
Yeah,
and the story. That's really it. He's a winner. You know, he's never going to go in there and ride for second. And if he's in the jump off, he'll absolutely be one to watch.
Yeah. Won the World Cup qualifier in Thermal just a week ago. So far.
Yeah, Kent does a great job of managing his horses and has a great string of horses, so he can save his top ones for nights like this.
Again, it goes somewhat quieter in the stadium, knowing this would be one of the big challenges to the
I think there's a lot of people here that would like to see him in the jump off.
Yeah, it certainly will spice it up if he does.
Yeah.
Still clear.
Yeah, he rode that line great.
Time not a problem. One from home. Job done. Ken Farrington and Greyer adding into the equation now as the 8th the clears so far. Georgina, what do you think?
That makes it more exciting. You know, I think especially with having a good draw, you know, Ken will know what he has to go in there and do, and he will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, he certainly won't be holding back. Christian Kukuk may not have it all his way going first here.
This definitely adds some spice to the jump off.
Ken Farrington for the USA is in the frame then as well. 8th the clears of this Fidelity Investments Grand Prix here tonight, and just a little reminder of what's coming up in the next few weeks as well, with week 7 with the Gargano Diamonds Grand Prix. That's gone up to 500,000. Week 9's gone up to 500,000 as well, with the Bainbridge Grand Prix there, and then our finishing Grand Prix of the season, which is going to be the end of March, is the $750,000 Rolex US Equestrian Open Series Grand Prix there as well. So this is only going to get bigger.
Yeah, there's a lot of good jumping left.
8 clears so far. Carlos Hancarero, the top U25 rider on the FEI rankings right now, 24 years of age. H5 Sport Horses, H5 Shack Attack. I like this horse just because I love saying it.
Listen, as we've mentioned before, a good name is very important.
Yeah, exactly. We
need more of them these days.
Jump clear on week 2. It's another step up for this horse as well into this level. But from what I've seen of them so far this season, they should cope with it.
Yeah, he's a good rider, and he's got a great program. Eduardo's done a wonderful job training him and brought him along nicely, so he'll be ready for this.
Ooh, a little touch. Their way through. And they're almost coming down that line being a little bit deliberate about what they're doing, aren't they?
Yeah, that's another one of those lines where everything sort of feeds in. You know, it looks like it's stone line, but it's actually, you know, a part of that big serpentine.
Yeah.
And you make one mistake or you're off a little bit, you have to rush a little bit, it's going to sort of, you're going to pay for it for the rest of that line. Again, that Liverpool, you know, you just come around that turn, sometimes you just have to take that forward distance, and unfortunately that caught him there.
Just on the 4 faults, like I say, they've been going well through 3 and 4 star as a pair. He himself was on the squad for the Olympics and he's going to have a big future ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think you forget how young he is, and
yes,
he's done so much, and he's been jumping at this level for so long. He's a great rider, and sometimes you see how old he is, and you have to remember that you have different expectations. But he rode that great. Yeah,
did a super job. Finishing on the 4, 74.96 there, Carlos Sancarero and H5 Shack Attack. What do we think of Shack Attack?
I think it's a wonderful horse. He's got a nice chain now, and like I said, he's got great training and great support with his family, and I think that he's got a big future. Yeah,
absolutely. Just the 4 there for the rider for Mexico, and still leaves us plenty of nations in there. We've got Ireland, Canada, France, Colombia, still a few more for the US, Belgium, Great Britain, Israel, all in the mix yet. Determined round, though, from Carlos Sancarero and Michael Duffy now of Ireland, and Cantano 32, the Westphalian 11-year-old for Michael. The Irish rider crossing over here to Wellington, has competed here before now as well. He had a good start to the season, actually, top 10 in the World Cup qualifier with a horse called Clapton Mouche in Basel as well. He's gone very successfully through the Global Champions League and Global Champions Tour last year. He was top 3 with this horse in Shanghai in the Grand Prix there, but over now on US soil.
Yeah, I think he's going to be hungry for a win as well. You come all this way and you want to prove yourself, and I think if he makes it into jump off, he'd be one to watch as well.
Again, really nice, natural rider to watch as well. He spent years with the likes of Shane Breen of Ireland, then went out on his own. He's working with Helena Stormans in the team there as well.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those riders that has that natural talent, but has had to work hard at it as well, and has had good training, and he understands the game. He understands how hard you have to keep working and how hard you have to keep training as well. You're never too good to have somebody on the ground telling you what to do and what they think of you, and he understands this.
Still on the 0 at the moment for Michael Duffy and Cantano 32. Shove at the Oxa. Time-wise should be okay.
Nice effort there.
Yeah.
Great round.
There we go. It is 74.18, so a little closer to the time, but gives us the 9th clear round there with Michael Duffy and Cantano. Again, a little deliberate down that final line.
Yeah, absolutely. He rode that well. He had to kind of override that triple bar, and the horse was good to him to really make an extra effort to come out. But that's what you have to do, and you have to hope that your horse helps you out there a little bit.
Here over the MS fence in this line here that we talked about. You've watched him a lot now, obviously, on the Global Champions League, where your team are competing, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's incredibly consistent. He's a great rider, and I think now he's got a good chain of horses. You'll see him at the top more and more, but he's always been in there and been consistent.
So Michael Duffy adds into the mix. Throw the Irish flag in there now as well, alongside 3 for Germany and those for the USA and Sweden. And that is where we are at the moment. It is now 9 clears in the frame, interestingly. Mario Delorier of Canada now. We've got a couple coming up from Canada back to back. With Emerson, the horse he rode at the Olympic Games too. Oh, in fact, it's Erin Ballard before that. We're going to move on because it actually was meant to be Mario Delorier. Erin Ballard and Izaka de Belém. Now, again, this horse hasn't jumped through the 5 stars before now, but again, she's another accomplished Olympic rider. She's so good at getting a partnership with horse.
Yeah, I don't know this horse, but
Yeah.
Erin is a rider you can never count out. She's incredibly experienced and determined, and this horse seems to be giving every jump a bit extra, which time-wise might be a bit of an issue, but since I don't know this partnership, it's hard to say. I'm sure she's going out there to see what she has, and I think the horse is proving that he's ready for it. Just going to have to move here a little bit now. The horse is jumping almost too well.
Time might just start to run a little bit close.
Yeah.
The top 30 rides in the world still just has trouble at the triple. There we go. It's going to be a little bit of time, like you say. 4 jumping 3 times, 77.95. They say first time for the horse at this level from that point of view. They were losing time there, but again, it's a building round.
Yeah, without knowing that horse, it's hard to say, but my guess is she went in there to have the experience and to see what that horse can do under the lights and with jumps this size. And I think next time the horse will be a bit more relaxed, and we'll have learned a lot from this.
Yeah.
She just came in there, and unfortunately, when your horse is jumping too well, sometimes with the triple bar, that can happen. And she probably learned a lot about this horse and about herself from this class. 9
clears at the moment. Did you think we'd be at that point now?
I didn't. I thought that there would be a few less than that, but that just goes to show that the quality that you have tonight.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to add a few more on there as well.
Now, having a look, that does look like Mario Delorier. So we have a little swap around here. Mario Delorier and Emerson. Here's Olympic ride for the Canadian, for the Wishing Well Farm of New York. Really good partnership together as well. Jumped superbly in Paris too. In fact, he was top 20 there, 18th in the Olympic Games. On the winning team previously here in Nations Cup as well. So the Canadians doing a little swap around in the order.
Yeah, no, Mario's an amazing rider, has obviously lots of experience and great partnership with this horse.
Again, it's probably his consistency that's key, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Mario's smart about the game now. He knows when to go in there and what horses to place certain places, and he's got nothing to prove. So sometimes that can be a big advantage.
Yeah, as opposed to, your temptation to get out there, get out there, get out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It also helps you to ride. You don't necessarily need to be in there sometimes running for the points as much. The Canadian team knows they can always count on him and what he has and what he'll bring to the table. Got a bit flat there coming in.
It's been interesting to see how that double is ridden going across the ring.
It's tricky. You come out of that 4 and you have to make a little bit of a dogleg turn there. You kind of have to go direct because of the time allowed.
Yeah.
But you want to go out and get straight to it. It's careful coming in, so that's good course building there, and that's a tricky line.
As you say, the natural feel is I'm going to go out here, swing back to it, and it's where you can't do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to kind of go in and just go for it, and unfortunately it's a big vertical going into a very, very careful combination.
Yeah. Just on the 4 there at 73.39 for Mario Delorier this time, and Emerson just drops the 1 rail, puts them into 12th place right now, and so still holding at the 9 clears. We had that 1 time fault from Roberta Turan, Katie Dinan on the 3 time as well. Little look back here at what you were talking about there, Georgina.
Yeah, just sort of went out to the right a bit too much and came in a bit too flat, but unfortunately, sometimes that's just the way that the line rides, and you have to do those number of strides, knowing that if you don't, you're going to have a time fault.
Yeah. So just leaving the Canadian on the 4. Now, Canadian own horse in the Rain family's Dynasty de Beaufort for Nina Malave now. And Nina, winner of the Braintree U25 Grand Prix just the other day on Mine Clementine from that point of view. Has gone really well on this mare in Dynasty as well this time around. Jumped actually in this class for 8 faults last year with a horse called Cartier. She was top 3 in the Monaco Grand Prix. She was top 3 in the Netjets Grand Prix here a few weeks ago as well. And again, I talked with Lauren Huff and those about, they've been really impressed by her.
Yeah, she's another one of those riders that you sort of forget how young she is.
Yes.
You know, she's been around for a while, she's done so much, and she's so consistent at the top level, and then when you see that she's only 24, it's, you know, a bit of a surprise.
There's quite a group of 24-year-olds right now, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that there's a bright future in the sport for sure, and they're all seem to be coming out this year. It's really fun to see.
Just drops a rail in that line too, but it's actually interesting the Oxer this time.
Yeah, we haven't seen that come down, actually. That's a funny one to see. I think it's, like I said, it's very careful coming in, and maybe she just pushed a bit too much coming out and didn't trust her horse there.
Just coming home on the 4 for Nina.
Yeah, she's ridden a great round. I mean, very consistent, and you know, just one little mistake there.
Was part of our ones to watch as well. Our 5 that we picked her beforehand, and again, I'm sticking with that because I still think she jumped a good round.
No, she was great. She looked like she belonged in there, and she'll have a great rest of the season.
Yeah, good. I'm sticking my toes in for the rest of the season. That's it, Nina Malave, for me to come out with some big wins. She was riding off for the team competition for the U25 the other day as well. A little look back here at this double where they had the fence down.
Yeah, that under-25 division has been great. It, you know, gets some of these younger riders in the ring more, and also puts them under pressure and teaches them, you know, sort of how to handle the nerves, like we talked about.
Just going to leave her on the 4 there, as we'll make way for Columbia. And Mark Blumen now for the over-the-top stables of New York. Ubiluk. And Mark, who's had a terrific start to the season, he was top 3 in the Southern Arches Grand Prix, was top 3 in the $1 Million Grand Prix in Thermal at the tail end of last year as well. We again had a long discussion about Marky before the class here, and if he's in the jump-off, there's no doubt he's going for it, because that's his style.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this is one of those horses that I think most people would see and not necessarily think is this 5-star level horse, but he's able to get every inch out that he can, and in a jump-off, he'll absolutely go for it and do everything he possibly can to win, and he'd be a fun one to see in there.
He certainly makes it fired up into a jump-off. But again, this is a partnership that he's really stuck with and worked at, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't look like a super easy horse to ride. He's done a good job with it. You can tell they've had to really work on their relationship and make a great partnership.
And then interestingly, we saw, like, I mean, he was a stride away from the previous fence, but already his head's turned towards the double.
Yeah, he got there a bit too soon. He overdid that line maybe a touch, but, you know, like we said, sometimes it's you just have to go direct to the line and hope you get there on the right stride.
Sitting on the 4, that's a shame because it'd be fun to see him in the jump off, but we've already got Kent Farrington in there to shake things up and throw some dynamite in there.
Yes, and you'll see Marky back in another jump off at some point in the circuit, I'm sure of it.
Just on the 4 there for Mark Blumen. Like I say, it's been a good season so far, just on the 1 down. 73.72 just with the 1 rail for Mark, and so puts him in 14th place down the order from that point of view.
Yeah, it was a shame. You can tell by his face. He knows he made a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah.
Could have very easily been cleared. Just got there way too early.
A little bit back at that again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, good round from Mark Blumen this time. And Natalie Dean. Natalie with the Marigold Sport Horses of California's Akota M. By Toulon, this mare that's been a super performer. She's got a really good string around her, but she has won the Friday speed classes so far this season. You like to win plenty of those, I think.
I
probably
yeah.
on the record in winning those.
Yeah, but I love this horse. This horse is a fun horse to watch, and this is, again, a great partnership. And now that she's got a better chain of horses and brought a couple along underneath her, she can, sit back on this one and save this one for the bigger classes.
Well, I was about to say, this one, she has sort of sat back a little bit with this one. They were a pairing that jumped on the Nations Cup in Aachen last year. Well, from that point of view, she's a horse that's last year jumped in these classes and jumped clear and just had the 8 faults in the jump off when they got into that situation, but jumped the clear again. I wouldn't be surprised to see this as 0 again.
No, absolutely. She's very capable with this horse, and I think sometimes, in the jump off, she's almost gone too fast, but it's a naturally fast horse, and she's a fast rider, and it'd be interesting to see her come along with this one and learn how to, sit back and almost not try to go as fast, and I think that would pay off for her with this one. But she's very competitive.
Yeah.
She's a great rider, and this is just a wonderful horse.
Still on the clear for Natalie Dean at the moment. But again, she doesn't look a big horse either.
No, not at all. But this horse is a fighter and is a fun one to watch. You can tell that she loves her job and wants to keep going all the time.
One from home for Natalie Dean and a Cote M, and they're home and hosed, and we're into double digits. It is the 10th clear there. Natalie Dean with a Cote. Mission accomplished, but like you say, they've just come on a nice preparation run for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you can tell she's happy to be back with her old partner, and sometimes there's that comfort in there, knowing that you know your horse so well and can go in there and just show what you guys can do together. And it's been fun to see her work with other horses and come along. She's a great rider, and she's got some nice horses, but there's nothing like seeing a good partnership that has worked so hard together over the years.
And you would have had a couple of those, wouldn't you, where you sort of got back on and went, okay, this is like putting an old pair of slippers on. This is great.
Yeah, you can take a breath and have a little bit more confidence than you can if you're going in there and don't know the horse and don't know what's going to happen.
Excellent. So it is clear for Natalie Dean, and on to US rider Elise Oken and Forrestal. This is a horse that hasn't been so proven at this level yet. Elise has really gone great guns in the last 12 months as well. This for the High Hopes Farm of Charlotte, North Carolina. We're in the jump off for the WEF earlier on this week, their first 5-star Grand Prix together. Galvira is the other horse that she's been riding so well. Top 3 in the World Cup qualifier in Traverse City last season too. But again, a little bit of an unknown quantity for her.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a good rider, and she's been brought along nicely. Again, with Marcus, they've given her great training, and they wouldn't have her in there if she wasn't ready for this, and this is a good horse.
Absolutely. Tierbaum's right behind. She's been more and more consistently onto US teams as well in the last 3 or 4 years too. Pick it back up. And again, she really spent time getting that right.
Yeah, she really respected that vertical coming in and knew how important it was to really respect that and stay out of it, and she did a good job there. Didn't panic, didn't rush it.
For a first effort.
Yep, she's doing a great job.
One from home. Time might be a little close. Might be enough, though. Might just be enough. It's not. It's not. It's one time. 75.58. Goes into 12th for Elise Oken and Forrestal. But I'm still going to put a big tick in that box.
Yeah, that was a great round. She rode that well. I think she'll be very happy with that, and it's unfortunate because she deserved to be clear. I think that extra stride to that double across the middle might have cost her there. But again, if you hadn't put it in, you might have had the front rail coming in. So that's hard to say.
Throwing it the other way around, is there a little bit of an argument of that's a great round, finishing on that, rather than having to really test and test again in the jump off?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a shame just because with the number clear, you might not have the payout for a nice clean round that, sometimes you can. So it can be a bit of a disappointment when your horse deserves to be in there and, might have been your mistake. But she's going to be happy with that. And she's got a big future ahead of her. And
back to another of the 24-year-olds. It's a big club. It's a long time ago now. Emily Concha in the Stefex Stables. Portobello van der Fruitkorf is the mare by Bemeka de Moose. 24-year-old who was top 4 in the NetJets Grand Prix. Went very well in the Grand Prix in Thermal as well in California, just at the tail end of last year as well. Jumped the Grand Prix in Monterey. Another step up for this one here as well, for this 10-year-old horse.
Yeah, Emily's a great rider. You know, she's come along nicely and put her work in, and they have a good partnership. That was a shame there.
Hey, again, just take a little bit of a flyer at it.
Yeah, you know, I think she looks maybe a little bit nervous. This is a big occasion for her, and when you don't have the experience under the lights at this level, sometimes your nerves get the best of you and you overdo the time allowed, which it looked like she could have just taken a little bit of a breath with that line, but she'll learn something from this and come back stronger next time.
Do you remember your first big ones under the lights?
I do, absolutely, and you know, listen, it's incredibly nerve-wracking no matter what. So, you know, at 24, I don't envy them having to go in there and do this.
On the 8 faults there, it's 2 down, 34.06, but again, can take a lot of good elements out of that for Emily Conter and Portobello Van der Fruitkorf. Georgina, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought that was a nice round. You know, just little mistakes. Comes from inexperience, but she's a younger rider that will get back in there quickly and deserves to be in there, and very decent round.
Absolutely. So holding at the 10 clears at the moment, Alex Volpe, the latest of them actually Natalie Dean, the latest of them with Kota M, but Ken Farrington there, Michael Duffy in the second half, Alex Volpe, Mimi Gotchman, Alex Matz, and still 5 left to go in the first round of this Fidelity Grand Prix. Andrew Bournes now. Andrew with C Top Blue, past Grand Prix winners here in the NetJets Grand Prix. Really good horse for him. Went round in the $1 million class in Thermal for just one time fault back in December as well. Second in the 5-star Grand Prix previously in Traverse City too. It's been a really good team horse as well, several times for the Irish squad. I really like this horse.
Yeah, this is a nice horse. He's done a good job of bringing this horse along, and he's a good rider. Andrew can be underrated, but
yeah,
he's put his work in this time in, and he's somebody that everybody roots for. He's a wonderful man and works very hard. It's nice to see him with a top horse like this that his hard work can pay off with.
And again, it's going to have come because they produced it.
Absolutely. You know, you can see that these two have a partnership. It's not just about, a great horse and a great rider coming together. There's something special about a partnership like this. Thought they're a bit too early.
That really is turning into the tricky line.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but like I said, it's one of those lines that everything sort of feeds in together. It starts with that orange oxer and doesn't finish until that skinny, and you have to respect every stride of every part of that line.
You can't land over the water tray and go, have a think,
nope,
hang a left.
Absolutely not.
Just on the 4 for Andrew so far. There we go.
Shame.
Just the 1 fence down at 73.61 for Andrew Bournes of Ireland. Puts him into 15th place overall with C Top Blue. And so 4 remain in the first round, narrowing the numbers down. And bearing in mind, we're coming into the best few from the Grand Prix qualifier from the WEF Challenge Cup earlier on this week as well. But that line is where it's really proving the danger alley.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of those lines that, actually watching it and watching other riders doesn't really help you. It's just about how you're going to get there. It's going to ride differently for every rider. It just depends on how you come out of that 4 lines. So there's nothing you can do to prepare for it.
There's frustration of standing there going, what's the key? You've got to it's going to have to come up as it comes up.
Yeah.
Ashley Bond now. And Ashley with Donatello, this super partnership that have been through to Olympic Games on 2 occasions now. She was 11th individually in Tokyo. Ashley riding for Israel, and Ashley again is one that would be hard to beat if they can get through to the jump off. They won the Coachella Cup, that $1 million class in Thermal last year as well. Say twice Olympic Games. They've got plenty of mileage on the clock, and they are never slow.
No, never. Wow. That was lucky there, but she's, Ashley's a great rider. I remember her when she was a small pony rider, and my first time ever seeing her, and everybody sort of knew she was special. She's not just a fast rider. She is an amazing rider, and she can ride most horses. But I remember her at a very young age. That was a shame there. Just came in a bit flat, but she's just a winner. Just flat out, she was a winner in the small ponies, and has just kind of kept that going. And this is a great partnership that you always have to root for.
Just leaving him on the 4 now. Same heartbreak set of fences.
Yeah, that was a shame there. think she'll be kicking herself, because this would have been a nice one for her to get into the jump off, and she would have had a good run. And it's actually the track is nice for this horse as well.
Yeah, just going to leave them on the floor at 71.93. Supporting squad there, and so it is 1 down for Ashley Bond, and Donatello going into 14th place. Sort of a shame not to see them in that shake-up, actually.
Yeah, it would have been exciting to see them in the jump off. They would have been a really nice addition to it.
Comes through this triple combination well.
Yeah.
So Shane Sweetenham now. Shane, terrific record behind him now, based here in the United States, twice winner of the American Gold Cup, 2 Olympic Games behind him as well. He was second with James Cancruz out on the field last week as well. And interestingly, he's left that horse in the stable, which is his Olympic ride, and has gone with Gelona AO, which went very well this week as well, because obviously they're top 3 from the qualifier. Now, again, although the horse is already at 14 years of age, is a little low on mileage in terms at the top level. Took a break as well since 23. Not done much last year at all. Was produced in the Netherlands, but has been a really good one for him, but has that second fence down.
Yeah, that was unlucky there. I didn't really understand what happened there. Just kind of came down on it a bit. But I think, you know, he's got his other top horse sitting in the stable. He knows what he can do. And I think bringing this horse out tonight is smart, because you know what this horse is going to be able to get some experience. And I think Shane wants to test this one and see if he can rely on him for the night classes.
Absolutely. He's a past winner of this Fidelity Grand Prix, in fact, in 2021 with Alejandro. See how really precise he was with that skinny there.
Yeah, he really, really respected that, and this mare is doing a nice job of handling this course, and I think Shane will be very happy with this round and know that he can rely on her going forward. He's got a great train of horses, and Shane's a very hard worker, and he'll have plotted them nicely for the rest of the season.
Just going to leave them on the floor. Yeah. 71.97, just the 4 there for Shane Sweetenham and Gelona AO as we start to level off. 10 clears now. With maximum we can have is 12 with just 2 left to go, but it's 2 strong ones to finish on as well. Little look back here, Georgina, at the second fence.
Yeah, you know, again, the horse was going to the bathroom going down that first line, which can be a bit distracting for the rider and also sometimes slow the horse down. So I think that might have played a factor there.
Yeah. So just 2 left to go, and 2 strong ones, as I say. Ben Mayer, world number 4. Charlotte Roster and Pamela Wright's Dallas Vegas Batty, the horse he rode at the Olympic Games in Paris to that team gold. He's now a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, individual in Tokyo, team in London as well. 3 different horses from that too, and again, strong start here. Second in the NetJets Grand Prix here a couple of weeks ago with Anjou de Grecian. Again, he's able to really use that wide string that he has. He won with Corlando, another young horse, actually, I think was second to Levi Nosar in the Young Horse Championship in Aachen as well. But Ben would definitely add to the mix here.
Yeah, Ben's just an amazing rider to watch. You know, he's so disciplined, and he's done a great job of bringing a string of horses along that he can rely on and spread out, like you said.
More to the point, what do you think of Tilly? What do you think of the horse?
I think this is a wonderful mare. They're fun to watch. They're a great partnership. But Ben makes every horse look good. You know, there are very few riders that can get it done and actually also make it look so stylish and easy.
I know you've been a bit of a mare fan over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had good luck with them, you know. And he's just one of these riders that makes it look easy.
We were talking about this, about how effective the top riders are, and yet you don't see them doing what they're doing.
Exactly, yeah. No, it's a lot of hard work, and then it's even more hard work to actually, you know, do that and make it look like it's not.
Yeah.
Beautiful round.
Lovely stuff. It is Ben Mayer in the frame with his Olympic ride, Dallas Vegas Batty. So we've got 2 Olympic gold medal winning combinations in the shake-up here with Christian Kukuk and Checker, and then of course team for Ben Mayer and Dallas Vegas Batty with Tilly.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one to watch. And again, you know, he has the draw, so he's able to watch everybody else and see what he's gonna have to go in there and beat, which, you know, for most people is an advantage.
And again, it's going to be interesting with Christian Kukuk. We'll get more into this later because okay, he goes early, but there's a lot coming behind him now.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to go fast, and he knows that. He's gonna have to take chances that maybe he doesn't want to, and he's well able to. But sometimes, you know, that can rush you, and knowing that there's so many great riders behind you, you're gonna have to take some risks.
And so Nicola Philipparts is the last in the first round, and so Nicola with Katanga, another super Belgian-bred mare on this occasion, and so he's already had 2 WEF Challenge Cup wins. From that point of view, he's a really good start to the season. This is a horse that he rode to win the La Baule Grand Prix previously. They were top 10 last year in the Aachen Grand Prix as well. He, on a different ride, won the Mexico City Grand Prix. He was 5th in this class last year, so again, he has all the credentials.
Yeah, and coming off of a win in the WEF, obviously, you know, gives you a little bit of extra confidence. It's unfortunate there.
So on the 4, so Ben Mayer will be last to go in that jump off. On the 8, I thought we might have seen them in the frame here, which is a shame.
Yeah, he would have been a good one in the jump off. You know, it's a fast horse, and he's a fast rider. And it's nice to add in different horses. There's some horses that have the big stride and can gallop across, and some that are going to turn and use their speed. And this one would have been, you know, sort of an interesting one to throw in there.
So coming home on the 8 faults, 11 clears will be the final total. Bit of work to the last.
Yeah, added an extra stride there.
So 8 faults there at 72.64, 8 there for Nicola Philipparts, and Katanga concludes round 1 of this Fidelity Investments Grand Prix. 11 into the jump off. Henrik von Eckermann in there, Christian Kukuk in there, Ben Mayer's going to be last to go, Kent Farrington's in the mix, and a whole host of others are in the middle there as well. There's 2 provide plenty of meat in the sandwich too. So looking forward to this. We're going to pull that all apart of what we think in a few minutes' time as we just see the final throws of their Nicola Philipparts. They're setting the courses. They're setting it up. We're going to be back in just a few moments' time after this break. Join us as we build up to the final stages of the Fidelity Grand Prix here in Wellington for 2025.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Doors are new beginnings. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
For you, Mama.
Through personalized money management that can evolve with new chapters. And they can proactively view your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and the impact of risk. So you can enjoy moments together. Because doors were meant to be opened.
At Palm Beach Equine Clinic, we know your horse is not only a superior athlete, but a part of your family. With more than 30 veterinarians, 4 board-certified surgeons, and the most technologically advanced equine imaging suite in the country, our team has all the skill sets required for accurate diagnosis and successful treatment. Palm Beach Equine Clinic is committed to providing exceptional service and care for both patients and owners. Visit equineclinic.com today to make us a part of your team.
Well, those are the clears into the jump-off for this Fidelity Investments Grand Prix here tonight. Starting off with the Olympic champion and the horse he rode, Christian Kukuk and Checker 47. It's a German 1, 2, 3 to start us off. Will that be the same on the podium? We will see. René Dittmar and Korsika will go second. Richard Vogel and Levi Nessar will go third. Sweden's world number 1, Henrik von Eckermann, King Edward, go fourth in the order. Alessandra Volpi after that. We worked through to Alex Matz and Ikigai going 7th. 8th will be Ken Farrington and Greer. This is going to get fast in the finish. Michael Duffy, Cansano, Natalie Dinakota M, and they're all going to be looking at the Olympic team gold medalist Ben Mayer and Dallas Vegas Batty as the last to go as well. We keep the build-up continuing, and we'll be back after a very short break. Join us then.
Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Doors are new beginnings. Your dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors.
For you, Mama.
Through personalized money management that can evolve with new chapters. And they can proactively view your entire portfolio with an eye on taxes and the impact of risk. So you can enjoy moments together. Because doors were meant to be opened.
One in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
U.S. Equestrian. Thousands of equestrians have united
to watch, to learn, to experience, to compete. In the pursuit of fairness, safety, welfare, and joy.
From the grassroots to the Olympic Games.
Each with personal goals, but all united together for the joy of horse sports.
Ride united. Ride with US Equestrian.
I think I found them.
Really?
Making your dog your ring bearer is one way to show your love.
Car part. It's just a car part, look it.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way.
Well, welcome back here to Wellington International and the closing stages of the Fidelity Investments Grand Prix here tonight. A super lineup of horses that have gone through into the jump-off, but some terrific rounds that maybe just haven't too. And I'm going to hand down to Ali, who's catching up with some of our riders as well.
Hi, I'm Allie Wolf. I'm down here with Katie Dinan. Katie, that was an incredible ride that you had with Out of the Blue, or as you call her, Birdie. Just 3 time faults, unfortunately, keeping you out of the jump-off, but a new partnership, only a year old, as I understand it. We've seen Birdie in action down here, but can you tell us what she's like at home where we don't know her so much?
Of course. So I've had Bridie for about a little bit over a year, and she's a wonderful mare. She's my first mare to really compete at this level with. She's got a ton of personality, and she's definitely is a special character. When you meet her at the barn and in her stall, she at first kind of like, leave me alone, give me my space, but actually underneath that, she's super cuddly and sweet and is actually a really affectionate horse. But she's a big, strong girl, and I'm super lucky to have her. She's really special.
She's incredible. And as I understand as well, you travel back and forth from New York to here almost every week, getting your PhD, which is incredible. How do you mentally prepare for a class such as this?
Thank you. It's a lot of travel, but it's definitely worth it. I wish I had the perfect answer for you. I think mental preparation for riders at all levels of the sport is something we always work on. I think with these night classes, I try to break my day up a bit, try to take a nap in the afternoon so I can kind of start fresh. Coming here and really make a good plan and stick with my plan, not get too concerned with what everyone else is doing. And always finding the balance between thinking but not overthinking. But think at the end, just remember like going into the ring and it's me, my horse, and the course, and that's it. And trying to kind of not think about anything else, and remember like also to have a little bit of fun, enjoy what I'm doing, and appreciate my horse in the moment.
Oh, always incredible to hear kind of the behind the scenes. Anyway, we wish you so much luck in the future. Thank you so much for speaking with us. Back to you, Stephen.
Thank you very much, Ali. And here's the lineup for that jump off. Christian Kukuk, René Dittmer, Richard Vogel is going to be really strong in the early part. Henrik von Eckermann to follow that. Alex Volpe, Gypsy Love, Mimi Gottschman, the young guns coming in there in 5th and 6th from that point of view. And then on to the closing stages of what is going to be this jump off is going to be so strong as well, with the likes of Alex Matz in the frame, Kent Farrington, of course, in the reckoning too, Michael Duffy, Natalie Dean and Ben Mayer, as we see down that list as well. Ben Mayer going to go last with Dallas Vegas Batty, Georgina Bloomberg alongside me. Georgina, just to reflect on Katie's point, preparing for this class, I can't prepare for a PhD class. So that would worry me more from that point of view.
No, she's very humble, but I don't think there's many riders that could do what she does in the ring, and there's not many people who could do what she does outside of it. So it's incredibly impressive that she can do both.
I know, I can definitely do neither, so that's fine. What are your thoughts on how this is going to play out?
I think you're going to see Christian go in there and, like we said, stick to his plan and just go as fast as he possibly can and sort of say, come and catch me. I think some of the younger riders, I think Mimi's going to be interesting to watch. Like we said, I think she's going to go in there and she's going to go for it. She's not going to sit back and rely on just getting some experience.
Yeah.
I think if you had to put money on it, it's going to be between Kent and Ben just because of their draw.
Absolutely. Yeah, Kent Farrington, I think, is going to be the one that's going to be maybe the point of this class where it'll swing one way or the other.
Yeah, he'll have seen enough go and know what he has to do, but he's also one of those riders that will go in there and just do his plan and know that it will probably be enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what's coming up. It's going to be an exciting lineup coming up. And 11 into the jump off. Let's take a look at the jump off course here, as well as what faces those coming up. And thanks to Fidelity Investments again for bringing us this each week. And we're going to go right up to the other end of the arena and to the red and white new fence 15 to start us off. Then we're going down to the centre to 7. So the first part was that pesky double. Jumped in a completely different direction this time. Second part is taken away. Down the arena to our next then as 11 from that point of view. What was the planks, and for there I think they might be putting there's a pole over that this time. Far side of the arena 2 fence 5 to the Oxer this time around. Coming back to 2 parts of what was the triple combination to 4 B and C on that one stride on the way out of there. Up the arena to the new turquoise towers. Going on a run up to the finish, and again a change of material at the last because that is fence 8. What was the skinny is now the Fidelity vertical to finish off here as well. So that's what it looks like in the jump off. Thank you to Fidelity Investments and Georgina Bloomberg alongside me. Georgina, by my simplicity of looking at that jump off, it looks like a lot of long runs.
Yes, and there's a lot of turning. That last line will be interesting because, you know, going straight into the screen there, it's a tricky jump, and it's a little bit on a half stride. I think there's some riders that are going to be tempted to run up there and do the 8, and I think it'll be interesting to see who tries that and, you know, who can make it up in other places. Okay.
This is the rundown of who is taking part in this. We're just about a minute away from our first horse on course in the jump off. And really, by this point, Georgina, I mean, they should cope with the fences. It's just going to be how fast they go, really.
Yeah, it'll be a fast one no matter what.
Yeah. So Tractor's just putting the finishing touches to the arena. The Rolex clock ticks away there just after 10 past 9 local time. In fact, it took us about 10:11. So 11 minutes past 9 at the moment here, local time here in Wellington. Make sure you join us each week for the big competitions. Next week, we're going to be shaking it up because it is the Hunter Spectacular, so that's going to be the Saturday night. The jumping is going to be out on the field as well. But for now, we are in for an all-star cast, a Hollywood scripted lineup for our finish to this Fidelity Grand Prix. And it's just the first of the 5 stars of the season. Starting off with Christian Kukuk, and this is going to be the first of 3 for Germany. Christian with the Beerbaum Stables Checker 47. Ironically, probably named because I don't see any checks taking place here. Maybe a winning one, but that's But I think this will be all go, don't you?
Absolutely. He's going to go in there. He's going to have a plan, and I think he's going to show everybody else how to do it.
Winners of the Rolex Grand Prix here last year as well. The Olympic champions. A little look back for the world ranked number 6. Again, hush drops around the arena. This is a very special lineup, including, of course, Henrik van Eckermann and King Edwards. So new tricks to start off with. Good touch.
That's that careful vertical that we saw come down so much, but not having it be part of that combination really does change it. You know, you don't have to respect it as much. It's still a very, very tall vertical coming off of a short turn, but it's very different when you don't have a big oxer coming right up after it.
Lands in 16 now through the double. Lands at about 22. Final run.
There you go, got the 8 easy, made that look nice.
Goes down there in 35.45. That's the pace setter for them. Georgina, what did you think? I mean, it was tight from the start.
He didn't leave much room there, but you know, I think we've seen enough classes here. We know there's always somewhere to be caught, and there's some amazing riders coming up behind him that will find a way in if they can. Absolutely,
we got some markers in there, but landing out of the WEF double at 22 seconds as a little indicator. Down to that last line, you talked about that. Talk me through that again. What he's going through now.
That combination, you really have to respect it, and then you've got to turn and go. And you know, you can't rush that oxer, you can't push them through that oxer, but you've got to be thinking about moving and turning across the ring. So that comes with that experience there that he has. He knows he can trust his horse coming out of the double there and then move, and you don't want to rush that.
René Dittmer and Marc Menes's Corsica, the 10th, the winners of the Hampton Classic Grand Prix now, taking on fellow German riders Christian Kuckuck and Richie Vogel.
Yeah, I think René would love to go in there and beat his fellow countrymen, so he'll have something to prove here, and he's very capable of it.
All very neat. So here's the indicator. He's back on time from that of Christian. It's going to be so hard to get as tight as Christian did around there.
Yeah, you know, Christian's one of those riders that it's a bit deceiving. He almost he makes it look easy, and he makes it look not that fast, where it actually really is.
Coming home cleanly, good round from them, 37.62 for René Dittmer and Corsica this time. 2 seconds adrift of Christian Kuckuck's 35.45. But like I say, with Christian's round, he's deceptive. He's not one of those, like you might see like Kent Farrington looking like he's really running. Christian's not looking like that.
We saw that a few weeks ago as well, where he went in and he put in a wonderful round, and you didn't realize how fast it was until you saw everybody else try to do it.
Yeah. And there was a WEF Challenge Cup a couple of weeks ago in here as well. It was Kent Farrington against Henrik van Eckermann, and Kent had set a great time, ran around there, and Henrik was just so efficient.
Yeah.
But again, you looked at it, went, okay.
Right, exactly.
He just went nip, nip, nip,
yes,
done.
Yes, when you know how hard it is and they make it look easy, it's even more frustrating.
Germany's Richard Vogel now, and Levi Nossar is the 9-year-old here for Richie. And again, like you said, I think you're absolutely right on that. He's going to be finding out what he's got here now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it'll be interesting to see how much he just goes through the experience. But, you know, he gave the impression in his interview with Ali that he was going to just sort of see what he had, but I don't think he's going to go in there and go for second.
He won the Rolex Grand Prix here with Subhanu Balabay as a 9-year-old as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think he'll be tempted to go in there and try to win no matter what.
So Richie Vogel and Levi Nossar, the winners of the Youngster Cup in Aachen last year. The world number 8. Oh, no.
Oh. That was a shame, but it'll be interesting to see how this horse comes off of that and how he handles it. And, you know, the best horses have to be prepared to have mistakes happen and have bad distances and still keep going and not let it phase you. And sometimes that can be a great experience for a horse because it's going to happen.
Yeah. And you can see how they're going now, absolutely fine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice. The horse will come out of this stronger, and that's just a mistake that is always a risk when you're going to try to go for it and jump off.
And so will be a fence down and a few seconds adrift there of Christian Kukuk there with Richard Fogel and Levi Nosar. But again, it was going to be an exploratory round of what we've got and how we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. This horse is a little bit different than his other ones where it's not as naturally fast, and so therefore you have to turn a little bit tighter. And, look, just the distance just didn't come up the way he thought it would, but that's part of the game.
But the key part is they came out a bit well, and you look at them, okay, this was their starting off
under the lights, to have something like that happen and to know the horse can keep going is actually going to be a good thing in the long run.
3 German challengers out of the way now. Everybody else to have a spin now.
Yeah.
Why not go to Sweden? Why not go to the world #1? And why not go to a horse that's won Olympic gold, World Championship, twice World Cup finals, Henrik von Eckermann and the fabulous King Edward? As we say, we'll see what they ask here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to watch this horse go. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully he's worked out his issues from the fall, and we'll see the old King Edward that we're all gotten so used to being able to appreciate.
Good at the moment. Maybe just
goes a little bit wider here, but again, that might just come from the fall and from having those little issues with the turns. He's kind of putting in a lovely round that is probably faster than we think, but he's
it's going to be
save
competitive.
The horse a bit. Yeah.
Competitive but supportive.
Yeah.
Going to be probably a couple of seconds away, but it was a really well put together round, and I think that is a good step for King Edward there.
Yeah, I think you could tell that was his plan. I think once he started, you could tell he maybe wasn't going for the win, but it will pay off later in the season.
It certainly will. Lovely to see them in action. So Christian Kukuk still leads. Henrik von Eckermann going into 3rd place now on 38.34. René Dittmer in 2nd with Corsica. He's not a big horse, King Edward. You just watch how much effort he makes every day.
It's so fun to watch a horse that you can tell just really enjoys their job and is just so naturally good at it.
Now, big moment for Alessandra Volpi and the Cedar Fox's Gypsy Love. For the 24-year-old, 2 of the younger riders, well, several of the younger riders coming up with Alex Volpi, Mimi Gotchman and Alex Matz.
Yeah, she had a nice first round. I don't think you'll see her go all out. The horse jumped very high in the first round, and she looked a bit nervous, but I think she'll go in and have a nice clear round and hopefully come out of it with a bit of experience. But I don't think you're going to see her try to go for the win.
Yeah, Christian Kukuk was already through here at this point, but again it shows the caliber of what those riders are. But again, if you can be starting to gauge yourself and competing against those riders at this age, that's so important.
Yeah, and if she gets a nice clear round there, next time she knows that she can do it, the horse can do it, and go in there and go faster.
Ask a little bit more.
But that was a very respectable round.
Yeah, very good. Alex Volpi 38.50 with Gypsy Love goes into 4th place now. Still a German top 2 with Christian Kukuk and René Dittmer at the moment. But she can be very happy with that performance today.
Yeah, absolutely. For a younger rider with that horse, that it's a nice combination, and they'll be fine. They'll have learned a lot from that and get a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. Henrik von Eckermann in 3rd. It is now Mimi Gotchman and Inclen BH. Hold on to your hats.
Yeah, Mimi will go for it.
Take on the Olympic champion. Go on.
If there's a young rider out there who can catch him, I would put my money on Mimi.
She'll take a run at it. A little bit wider on the start.
Just gotta go a bit here and take a bit of a shot, this Oxer.
Time-wise sitting back from Christian, but still again, as I say with Alex Volpi, a good round behind them. Shakes it up. Mimi giving it a run at the last.
Oh,
good place.
Amazing, great for her.
Good place, 36.43, and Mimi Gotchman goes into 2nd place. there at 36.43 now. Christian Kukuk was 35.45. When you're only a second adrift from that round, she was not far away. She chanced at the last.
Absolutely. You know, I didn't even walk that as an option, but that goes to show just the level here. And, you know, I'm always surprised by how well the horses jump here and how fast they can go and the strides that they can do. So that was an amazing round.
And she'll have had Dara Kenny on the floor going, you can do this.
Just go for it. And she should. She's put her time in. She's proven herself already at a young age, and there's absolutely no reason why she shouldn't have gone for it, and she showed us why.
Absolutely brilliant. So, Mimi Gotchman going into second. Christian Kukuk leads. Renee Dittmer in third. Alex Matz now for the five-star partners. His Toronto World Cup winning combination of Ikigai, which is Japanese for life and love or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
I looked it up at one point. Now let's... oof, very tight.
Nice and tight there. He's taking a bit of that shot there. Keeps moving. Good.
Oh, what? No.
It's unfortunately where that bit of a chance coming in just doesn't pay off.
Coming home on the 4 faults for Alex Matz. Leaves them on the floor, 39-35 for them with Ikigai, which incidentally does mean a Japanese concept referring to something that gives a person a sense of purpose or a reason for living.
Very nice, I like that.
There we go. We try to give at least one fact an evening.
Yeah, yeah. No, that was a nice round. And again, like I said, you have to take these shots and these chances. And unfortunately, he came in a bit of an angle, and the horse just physically couldn't get out. But he gave it a good shot.
Yeah, really good try. Just became a bit of a long way in the end. Look at this shot at the first, just a little clip there. So here we go. Kent Farrington, Michael Duffy, Natalie Dean, Ben Mayer still left to go. Now let's throw the world number 3 into the mix with Greer. Not going to hold back.
No, and he'll be able to watch a couple now, and he'll have counted every stride in every jump. You know, there won't be a single jump that isn't connected to some other line for him, and he'll have done his homework and know exactly what he has to do.
Kent Farrington looking to bring it home for the US. He knows Ben Mayer still left to come. He's probably his biggest foe left on the list. The way that Kent goes. Natalie Dean and Michael Duffy still to take a shot at that, but Christian Kukuk's time 35-45. He gets the focus on.
A great job of putting a little curve in that line, so he's thinking about the next jump before he even jumps that one.
Tight shot, maybe a fraction tighter than Kukuk. Kukuk was out of here in 22. About the same. He needs to squeeze a little bit more out of the final line. 35-45 to beat. It's counting away. He could do this. Kent Farrington and Greer to go into the lead. Should just get there. Yep, 35-11. Not by much in the end. Kent Farrington leads with Greer 35-11. Christian Kukuk 35-45. But he was just shaving and turning and bending early on, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, that was just a lesson in how to ride this. You know, you see how those little things make a big difference. The way he curved that line to the third jump there, the way that he jumped into that double taking a shot, but he made sure to stay straight because he knew that if he jumped in at an angle, he wouldn't get out. It was just those little details that you see that made such a big difference.
So Kent Farrington leading the way in this Fidelity Investments Grand Prix. Christian Kukuk and Checker second. Mimi Gotchman, Inklen BH in third. Michael Duffy, Natalie Dean, Ben Mayer still left on the list.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think Ben will be his biggest competitor there, like we said. And I think unless he does the 7 to the last, there's going to be not very other spaces to be able to do that. And he's going to have to take a shot that I think he might not want to take.
Michael Duffy, the horse he rode to top 3 in the Shanghai Grand Prix. Cantano 32 for the Irishman.
With one extra stride there.
I mean, Kent was just bending and weaving through those first 2.
Like we said, it's all the little things he knows that there was no room for anybody else to kind of get in there. It's going to take something special. This is also where you see the draw sort of not go in your favor. You know, you can see he's just seen what Kent can do, and he's going to have to try to beat it. And you can see that the little mistakes are unfortunately coming through.
Absolutely, you feel that pressure, which, as you say, Christian Kukuc likes to go first and says, you know, I've laid it down. I'll do my plan. If you beat me, you beat me.
Right.
But I'm going to do what my plan is.
And a lot of the times that does pay off, and it just unfortunately for him, he kind of gets in your head when you see somebody go so fast and do it so well.
Yeah. And that's the point of, and I've spoke to riders about it, and it's all this thing about being at the end. And like, actually, I like, as you say, getting in everybody else's head by doing something early on that says, all right, come and get it. Come and get it. And they make errors, or they just push that little bit too much to make a time, or just clip a fence, and there you go. But still Kent Farrington leading, 35-11. Christian Kukuc second, Mimi Gotchman in third. Michael Duffy there going into seventh. Good luck to 25-year-old Natalie Dean of the USA. She could pull this off. You never know. The Marigold Sport Horses are Coteram. They've got a really good partnership here.
Yeah, and it's a naturally fast horse too, which will help her. She won't hold back, that's for sure.
No. She was in sort of similar position last year as well. And again, will have gained more from that experience 12 months ago.
Yeah, she's another one that's so young but has so much experience, especially at the top level.
Again, as you forget, it sort of reminds me when I go and do the U25 classes and suddenly think, what are you doing in this? Right. Nice start. Okay, giving it a run. Again, is not as fast as the other two. She's giving it a good effort. But
adding little strides here and there, then at the end of the day, do make a big difference with the time.
Coming home with the clear, though, and it's a really good round behind for Natalie Dean and Dakota M. So she will then go into 6th place there for Natalie. Kent Farrington still leading, Christian Kukuc second. Mimi Gotchman is on the podium so far with 1 left to go. She can be pretty proud of that round, though, too, Georgina.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful round. And, you know, I think she'll watch it and she'll know that there were little places that she could have left strides out. But overall, it's early in the circuit. They've got a long way to go. And I think she'll probably be on some teams as well for the U.S., and she's got bigger plans than tonight.
Ben Mayer has a big plan yet. He's the one that stands in the way of Kent Farrington winning tonight's Fidelity $385,000 Grand Prix. Ben with Charlotte Roster and Pamela Wright's Dallas, Vegas, Batty, Tilly that he rode to Team Olympic Gold in Paris. He's slick, he's sharp, he's got all the tools in the box as well.
I think if there's anybody you had to pick to go last to go against Kent, this would be, you know, the way you'd write the scripts. This is going to be a good one.
Tidy start.
He's on the inside track there. Do another little bit of a chance here, and then he's going to have to move a bit if he wants to catch him.
Oh, no, it's gone. Oh. No, sit tight, Ben.
That was a shame. That was another example of just where taking a chance, unfortunately, sometimes doesn't pay off, but you have to.
Amy's finished well. Yeah.
That was a shame.
Yeah. Gave it a very good try. 37.18 was the time in the end, but obviously got slowed down by a couple down there in the double. Just became, you know, out. It didn't quite work out.
Yeah, you have to take that chance, and unfortunately, that was one of those examples where one jump leads to the next, and you can't get away with anything at this level.
So the winner of the Fidelity Investments Grand Prix tonight is well done to Kent Farrington, the first showdown of the season with Greer. Christian Kukuc finishing second with Checker 47. That's a pretty good one too. And what I would say is a superb 3 with Mimi Gotchman finishing in third. Georgina, that puts a smile on your face.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see a younger rider that, you know, has worked hard and put her time in, and is also a lovely person, and I was rooting for her. I'm really happy to see her in there.
Absolutely. Setting up for the podium. We'll be back after this short break and to catch up too with Kent Farrington. Coming up in just a moment. Join us after the break.
One in 3 pet parents has used their pet's name as their password.
System hacked. System hacked. System hacked.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way to show your love.
Enter the USEF Winter Sweepstakes for your chance to win big. One lucky winner will enjoy 2 tickets to the star-studded U.S. Equestrian Open Jumping Final, 2-night hotel accommodations, a behind-the-scenes look at the Wellington Showgrounds, and more. To enter, go to usef.org/sweepstakes.
I think I found them.
Really?
Making your dog your ring bearer is one way to show your love.
Car part. It's just a car part, look it.
But delicious Caesar canine cuisine is a better way.
Hi, I'm Allie Wolf. I'm joined here with Kent Farrington. Wow, amazing. What an incredible jump off. Congratulations first and foremost. When you walked this course or this jump off, did you think there was anything concerning about the jump off, or did you think this was really suited for your horse?
Concerning, yes, as all of the other guys that are in the class. You've got world #1, the reigning Olympic champion, both riding their best horses. Very tough field, actually, if you look at it on paper, so I knew it would be a tough win tonight.
That makes a lot of sense. And when you had Ben following you, some of these amazing riders behind you, what were your thoughts? Were you trying to concentrate? Were you trying to distract yourself?
No, I mean, these guys are all my friends. I want them to go well. I always hope I just go that little bit better. That worked out for me tonight, so happy to get out of here with the win.
And that was such an amazing win. And what's in the future for Greya?
We'll see. It's a long season here. I try to pick and choose her classes, not work her too hard. It's a long year ahead, but this is my home here in Wellington, so a great home win, and we'll see what we do for the rest of the season.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Back to you, Stephen.
And congratulations to Ken Farrington picking up tonight's Fidelity Investments 5-star Grand Prix. Georgina Bloomberg's been alongside me all evening. Georgina, this is just the first part of the menu for the season.
It's exciting. It was a great appetizer, and I'm excited for the rest of it.
A very meaty appetizer, I would say.
Absolutely.
From that point of view. Let's have another look back at Ken Farrington's round, because we're going to re-show his jump-off round as well, and you can talk us through it here, because it was such a good start.
It was, and like I said, it was just all the little things that he did. Obviously, this is a fast horse, and he's a fast rider, but he couldn't just go. He didn't just run. He really, really paid attention to his lines. The way he curved that there and was thinking about the next jump before he even jumped that, it goes to show how good he is at the jump-offs.
And then down here, I mean, he was pretty well level pegging in terms of time with Christian Kukuk here, but this is where he had to just put that extra little bit on.
Yeah, absolutely, and he did it. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he did everything he possibly could without taking any unnecessary risks.
Ken Farrington bringing it home with Greya and ticks off the first 5-star Grand Prix win of the season here in Wellington. We will see how many more there are. We ramp it up again over the next few weeks with those $500,000 classes for Lugano Diamonds and the Bainbridge Grand Prix, and then finally into the $750,000 Rolex US Open Equestrian Grand Prix as well to complete the season. But lots to enjoy before then as well. Well done to Kent Farrington. Finishes top there too. Thank you to Georgina Bloomberg, who's been alongside me this evening. I mean, that is such an exciting lineup.
Yeah, that was a great one to watch. I'm really happy for Ken. He deserved it, and that was just a great class and great, great evening. And I'm excited for more to come. I'm
going to throw it back to the lady that is third, young rider Mimi Gotchman, getting right in the mix there.
Absolutely. I knew that she would go in there and give it a shot, and she deserves to. She's a great rider, and she has the experience of any of the older ones, and she's going to do a lot of great things this season.
And a tick in the box for those that are following the sport all the time. It was nice to see King Edward go so well.
Absolutely. It's nice to see him back. You never want to see a horse of that quality and a partnership of that quality have any trouble. And, I don't know exactly what Henrik has been doing behind the scenes to get that horse back, but I'm sure he had a great plan, and it's obviously paid off.
Yeah, and he's been able to just bring him along here the last few weeks. Again, the benefit of being here in Wellington and to be, here on site. They're not traveling, they're not doing anything, just be able to come out and say, just a little test each week and go okay.
Yeah, and I think his jump off was very smart. You could tell that he went in there and wasn't going all out, and I think that will pay off going forward.
Yeah, absolutely will do. So looking forward to seeing more of those guys in action throughout, and it is a fantastic lineup. Natalie Dean finishing in 6th. Henrik von Eckermann was top 5 in the end. René Dittmer with Corsica finishing into 4th place there in the end. Kent Farrington making his way out for his victory gallop here. And congratulations to him. And there we go, drop the cooler into position with Greer and set to take a run around the arena. Wonderful to see the crowd tonight, Georgina. I mean, it was huge.
It was an amazing crowd, and I mean, you know, the atmosphere was amazing. You could tell that everybody who was here, whether they knew show jumping or not, knew that tonight was special.
Absolutely, very glad to be sitting up in our skybox with a good view.
Absolutely, we had a great seat.
So a smiling Kent Farrington. And getting set for his victory gallop with Greer. Our top three to head in for the podium as well. Christian Kukuk and Checker 47, and Mimi Gotchman and Inclen BH. And that's where the crowd, there's plenty of applause going on out there and cheers. Home win for the US rider here in Wellington. And as he said, it's home here it's home for so many people, isn't it? And that makes it even more, you know, adds a little bit more to the mix.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, it's always nice to root for the home team. And, you know, for a lot of the crowd coming out, it's nice to see an American rider rise up. And, you know, we know the quality and how much, you know, respect we have for the Europeans coming in to compete here. But there's nothing like it when you see an American rider go in there and pull it off.
And he's won in that category as well. He wants to go and win. And it's even more, it's extra special when you win against the best.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Kent is one of the best, but he's worked very hard to get there, and he's somebody that everybody always roots for.
Absolutely. So, getting ready for the presentations here, our second and third making their way out on foot. And that is going to be Mimi Gotchman and Christian Kukuk as they stand into position. And then to be joined by Kent Farrington. And getting ready to present Chris Okola, the Vice President of Fidelity Investments branch leader, joined by Murray Kessler, CEO of Wellington International, to make the presentations here tonight to our top three. And first, congratulating Mimi Gotchman and Inclen BH. And Christian Kukuk onto the podium in second place. And with anticipation, he's dying to get up there, isn't he? You can see it on his face.
Absolutely, yeah. He worked hard for it. He deserved it.
Yeah, Kent Farrington ready for the step up there in the salute.
Good for him.
All smiles for Kent Farrington, who wins the Fidelity Investments Grand Prix here tonight. And all three to join up. That'll be a good photo for Mimi as well to have on the mantelpiece.
She's in good company, but she's, you know, she deserves to be in there and deserves to be up there.
And so readying for the national anthem of our winning rider here tonight. Congratulations to Ken Farrington. And of course it means the national anthem of the home nation for the United States of America. Congratulations to Kent. They're very quick off the draw with the champagne as well. Christian Kukuk is well practiced. Don't worry about that.
They have a lot of experience. I was
yeah,
about
exactly.
to say that.
Yeah, Kent is soaked. But you don't mind that one so much when you're winning, do you?
You don't. It's worth it, and it's a good feeling. He deserved it. So I'm happy for him. Happy for all of them.
Absolutely. Well, very happy ending to our first 5-star Grand Prix of the season. $385,000 Fidelity Investments Grand Prix goes the way of the USA. Well done to Kent Farrington, who is our winning rider here tonight. And we are looking forward to what's coming up over the next few weeks here, and our thanks to everyone that's been involved. I've been Stephen Wild saying thank you to everyone here from Wellington International. Alongside me has been Georgina Bloomberg. Congratulations, and thank you very much, Georgina, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great fun indeed. And winner of tonight's event, congratulations to Kent Farrington. All of the competitions here airing on ESPN networks as well, and streamed live and archived on the ESP app as well. It's been a presentation of Wellington International and ESPN. We will see you soon. Good night.